What is up, guys? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Make sure this is working right, because we had, as always, having a couple technical difficulties.
You're on.
Sound okay? All right, ladies and gents, welcome to the first live stream. As you can see over to your left, we have Brandon Constant here, pioneer builder, owner of the Jurassic Park Jeep Forum, and also the greatest builder of all time when it comes to Ford Explorers. So, what's up, Brandon? Thanks for coming on to the live stream. Are you ready to have some fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's say what's up to everybody in the chat room. Let's see who is up right now. I know some of you guys are tuning in from another country. I know Baptiste is in here, which is where is he at, Baptiste? I just saw you. In here. Yeah, Baptiste. He is in France, and I believe it's 3 in the morning in France. So shout out to Baptiste. What's up to Epic Movie Cars? Welcome to the show. Hello, Eric Nelson. What's up, the Jurassic Classic, Mr. Dwight. And hello, Plain Jane YJ. And let's see who else. Do I have an echo? I don't know. I think might have an echo here. Let's see. Jurassic Dave 93. What's up, XAP Gladiator 2020? What's up, Southpaw Guitars? Okay, I have a little bit of an echo. And not quite sure how to fix that, because there is a lot of software playing on my computer right now. So I'm sure one of them's not doing me any good. Let me check here for a second. Let me just check this. Okay. How about now, guys? Do I have an echo? Yeah, because then Brandon won't be able to hear me if I turn that off. So I guess we're going to have a little bit of an echo. How bad is the echo?
It's like a facing almost.
A little bit? Is it annoying? Is it bad?
Can you hear me at all or no?
You sound funny, honestly.
Yeah, you sound loud and clear. Not quite sure about that echo though. So, let's see. Yeah, so there's not really much I can do on the echo. But hold on.
Maybe try not to speak too loud, because babe,
Yeah. Okay.
I can hear myself.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Don't be too loud.
All right, guys. Again, welcome to the live show.
Let me see if I can turn up the mic.
Okay. Yeah, I think mine's having the echo. I think yours is fine. Well, to me, it sounds fine. Does he sound okay?
I cannot hear Brandon.
At all? You can't hear? Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
I don't think we can hear you. Can you guys hear Brandon?
It's very loud
Someone
now.
said it was faint. Someone said they can hear me, but it was faint.
Oh, man. Okay.
Well, test 1
It's
2
very
test
low.
test
Brandon's
test.
very low, and you're very loud.
Okay. Check. Just bear with us for a second, guys. This is actually our first time doing this, so honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so you can barely be heard. And keep in mind, the audio should be coming directly from GridFam. So that's where the audio should be coming from on your end.
How about now? Is this better? Can you guys hear me?
Hold on a second. Maybe it's this thing here. Check your mic again.
Check 1 2 check.
How about that, guys? Can you guys hear him?
Check 1 2 check. Test 1 2.
Sounds good on my TV and cell phone. Somebody's saying, hello, Herlinda Witron. Sounds good on my cell phone. Still quiet.
Test 1 2 test.
So we have people that they can barely hear. How does it sound? You can hear Brandon?
Okay, better. Okay, it says better.
Okay, everybody can hear you now, I think.
A little better. Much better. Okay. All right. Okay. I ramped it up on my end, so.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys ready for the show? Let's get started. I know you guys have been waiting quite a few minutes now. Sorry about the issues here, but let's get started. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to play every single scene in Jurassic Park that has a vehicle in it, and we're going to talk about the vehicle, talk about little details that you might not know. Some of you might not. And we're just going to go ahead and just ramble about a lot of nonsense information that we know for some strange reason. So let's go ahead and get started. Everybody ready? What's up, Drew? What's up? Cyrix is in there. What's up, Cyrix? Ricardo Sosa, Jonathan Rav. What's up, Jonathan? Rex Tapia, welcome. And all right, so let's get started. Here we go. All right, so this is the first scene, and a lot of people gave me a little bit of grief for this. They're like, "Oh, well, in the beginning scene, there's a raft in the water, and they said that's technically a vehicle." So there you go, guys. There's a raft in the water that's technically a vehicle. I have no idea on the origins of that raft, but it looks like it's just a crate on some barrels getting pulled by a rope, and that's all we know. So. Anyways, moving on to the next scene, we have this random vehicle. I guess like a Ford station wagon. Anyone know what that really is? I'm not too sure.
I think it's an escort actually. I think.
Oh, escort station
Is
wagon.
it?
Okay, it might be. I mean, it's a Ford. It's a Ford, say. So, all right, and then the next scene that we have here is a helicopter. Obviously, the iconic helicopter scene. This helicopter, from what we know, or from what some of us may know, I think it was decommissioned back in what the early 2000s, Brandon?
Yeah, well, I've seen a few different things on this. I've seen that it has been that it was wrecked and that it was sold. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've heard mixed reports on this. I haven't done too much research myself on the helicopter. But.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple different stories, but from what I know, or the most popular story is the fact that it was wrecked or something. Like it was damaged. It didn't, obviously it wasn't like a catastrophic crash, but there was like some damage to it, so they decommissioned it. I believe in the early, I don't remember, man. Honestly, I think it was maybe the early 2000s. But apparently, one of our fellow builders is from what he says, he is actually buying it and getting it transported to the States, because I believe it's still in Hawaii. So he's going to bring it to the States, and I'm not quite sure what he's going to do with it. Do you remember what he had said? I don't remember if you remember that post about him buying that helicopter. Do you?
Yeah, I saw that post, and it was something about, yeah, he was getting it somehow, and like I think it had a hard landing or something. I can't remember the rumors or whatever, but it was like a rental or something, right? It was like a rental.
Yeah, I think it's one of those rental helicopters, I guess, that take you on tours maybe around the island. I would assume so. But somehow he got in contact with the owners of it, and he's in negotiations of having it shipped to the States, to our area. So that's from what we know. That's what's actually going on with that helicopter. And of course, you have the drop down scene here. Very nice, very majestic. And then, okay, I'll show you guys one small mistake here already, as it is. When this helicopter is coming down, you can see the two Jeeps are already parked right there, as you can see. So the two Jeeps are already parked. They're already parked right there. So, and then, and by the way, this heliport was actually put down there by production, and they only had it there specifically for this scene, and now it's no longer there. The only thing that's left, the only thing that remains is these, obviously these rocks that are just there, and maybe a little bit of the structure, I think. But yeah, there's not much left of that heliport there.
Yeah, I think it was just more of an editing mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here's the scene that they're backing in, even though they're already backed in and parked.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, here you can see this right here is a little hole that is supposed to be where the wiring for the searchlights. Since these Jeeps were used, each individual Jeep was used to be different numbers according to scene, according to stunt. They had the Stunt Jeep, which is currently at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in Orlando, and then you have. But yeah, you can see right here this hole. This is the only Jeep that you can see that has a hole for the wiring for the overhead searchlights that is on Dennis Nedry's Jeep, JP12. So that right there just comes to show that was used for that Jeep as well. And Brandon, you want to talk about how these Jeeps were actually originally designed to have the overhead searchlights?
Yeah, well, if you look in the trailer, that deleted scene, you can see they have the searchlights on the number 18 Jeep. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely either they were like meant to have the lights on all the time, and it was like a last minute thing or something that they decided to take them off, or they didn't think it would be seen in that shot, or yeah, something happened there where they in the trailer you can see the lights on the Jeep.
Yep, and and rumor has it is that the overhead lights, were removed for filming purposes.
That's what I heard too.
And it makes sense because if you think about the scene with the brachiosaur reveal, there's a lot of overhead shots into the actors, and if those lights were in the way, you won't be able to see Dr. Grant getting up, and the big scene like that. You'll have lights blocking his view for of the camera.
Yeah, I mean it yeah, it sounds plausible for sure.
Oh, and also, if you look right here in this corner, that says TM. So this
Yeah.
little tiny detail right here, that's supposed to go on to the door decals there, which you can get from Kevin Kostick. I believe my discount code for Kevin Kostick was Jurassic Vic, I think. Right, Kevin? Hopefully that's right. So that's 401 Graphics. What was his website again? 401 Graphics, JP 401 Graphics. Sorry, Kevin, I'm so bad at this.
I think he has a sub page like
Yeah.
JP
Oh, yeah.
dot.
It's
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
jp.401graphics.com, and then he sells like decals and stuff like that, decal kits for your Jeep builds, and they're pretty accurate stuff, pretty good quality.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He does. I mean, he is a fan, so he listens to the fans,
yep.
and makes changes and improvements and stuff like that. So
Yep. Absolutely. So where did my? Uh-oh, I lost you guys. Where did he go? Holy cow! Oh, there you. That's not it. Hold on. I lost the chat room. It disappeared on me. Wow, that's weird. Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. I'm back now. Okay, I lost the chat there for a second. All right. Okay. So moving on. Yeah, somebody says it looks like a magnet. I don't believe that was a magnet. The numbers could have very well possibly been a magnet because they were changed so many times. But I think the numbers are probably decals as well.
what my belief is that they were thick vinyl,
Okay.
because if you look at like the
Yeah.
Jeep 10 like specifically, you can see they kind of like curl,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it looks like a thick piece of vinyl, and the license plates also, the screen used ones that we've seen that have sold were really thick vinyl. Um, yeah, so I think it kind of looks a little awkward because it's so thick, um, but yeah, and yeah, like I said, when we get to the JP10 part later,
Yeah.
like we can pause it and you can see that it looks like they're curling up, and a magnet doesn't seem like it would do that. Like it seems like it's curling like vinyl
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, I agree. And somebody's asking for that trailer. Didn't somebody just edit that trailer so you can see it more clearly? So there was somebody that had posted
Yeah,
it.
Jurassic Expedition, which is Mark,
Okay, so yeah,
I believe his name is. Yeah,
if you go to YouTube and go to Jurassic Expedition, you can see his video that he had recently posted. It was actually a much better quality. He was able to get his hands on some really nice quality footage of that deleted scene, and you can see the lights. You can barely see them, but you can tell that they're there in that on the overhead of what was it, JP-18, right? That's the one
hmm
that Ellie and Grant were in.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, like it was known that the lights were there, before that scan, but like you can really see like clearly because every other version of that trailer has been, very very rough.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Oh
been,
yeah.
YouTube or whatever, so. But yeah, yeah, you can see it very clear on his scan. You can see the color too, like we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
How the color, it looks like beige.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, you can really see that it's sand beige instead of the
Yeah.
gray because it doesn't have all the filters on it. But so on okay, so the Jeep that's at Islands of Adventure has very specific characteristics. This Jeep has has a couple of parts on it like that really separates it from the rest that you can tell once you know that they're there. For example, if if you look, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. This is my first time. I'm new here. So on this Jeep here, you can see if you look right here and here, it has these little camera points. They look like little tow hooks. And then right here, I know it's kind of difficult to kind of see, but there's a plate. There's a plate cover that covers the plug for the winch, and it's chrome. This is the only one that has that one chrome. The other ones are black. So that's when you can tell which scenes are the ones that are used. The ones that are used with the Jeep that's at Universal Studios Orlando, which is the stunt Jeep. So a lot of times, if you see stunts being made, like the must go faster scene and stuff like that, which we'll get to, that's how you know that that's the Jeep that was used, because that's probably one of the only ones that was standard. The rest of them are automatic, so the actors can drive them. It's a little easier.
hmm I mean, it makes sense, for a filming aspect to get automatics. I mean, just for simplicity.
All right, let's look over the chat. Anything interesting? Where's my super suit? Super suit. Oh, there's an echo again. Uh oh, somebody has an echo. That makes sense. Makes sense. Most fleet vehicles are ordered and built the same. Yep, you're absolutely right.
hmm
All right, so moving on. Here they come, going through the gates. Again, that right there is the Islands of Adventure Jeep. As you can see a little detail on it that match that Jeep. And and also these fog lights, back when they were still on that Jeep at Islands of Adventure, it still had this little haze on it. Back, I think the last time that anybody has seen these parts on that Jeep, the original parts was what, maybe like in early 2000s or maybe so early 2000s. And so
Yeah.
that's another way how you can kind of see that this is actually the one that was used.
Yeah, it looks like they sprayed like a matte clear coat
Yep.
or like some sort of fog or like a yeah, some sort of thing to like diffuse it or something or
Mhm.
take the
Yeah.
reflective, like it was too reflective or something.
Maybe, and it kind of looks like they probably try
Yeah,
to make it a little less reflective, or they're trying to make it look a little weathered or dirty, which is kind of weird because Jurassic
something.
Park was brand new whenever it's supposed to be brand new, so
Right.
they're already trying to make it look like it's been. I guess the Jeeps have been used for a little bit of time. But again, here you go. Now this is a weird one because it doesn't have the tow hooks, but it has the chrome, has a chrome cover. So 18 and 29, I guess, have switched. Um, yeah, and so moving forward.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with those covers too. Yeah, because some of the Jeeps have it and some of them don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one doesn't have the tow hooks. But like they are bolt on though too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they could have unbolted the hooks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell like for sure.
And another thing
Well,
that you can see whenever
oh yeah, the hole is gone. Yeah, someone said yeah, the Jurassic Classic there, Dwight.
Oh, what's up, Dwight?
That
The
scene.
hole is gone. Okay. Yeah, so if you look at the tire, you can always tell that as well. If you use a tire as a reference, each tire, the lettering is placed differently on all three Jeeps, actually. So we know for sure there was three Jeeps because each tire has been rotated or has a different placement. You know, the Jeep right here, the Jeep logo that they have on the rim is facing the right direction, but you can tell that the tires have been rotated. So that's another way how you can kind of like label which Jeep is what according to the rotation of the tire.
Hmm. Yeah, because you can't really look at the rim rotation because the like if you look, there's some behind the scenes pictures of Jeep 10 where they have the tire off.
Yeah.
Like it's on bolt like for filming, and you can see there's overspray red onto the Jeep body, which is kind of weird.
Oh yeah, the rims rims were painted on the Jeep.
On the
They're on the Jeep. Yeah, you can see the overspray from the rims. They painted over the lug nuts, and they painted over. You can see. I think it was like the trunk that had overspray, or was it the tire carrier that had overspray on the back of Jeep 10? Jeep 10.
It was like the cargo, yeah, the trunk,
Yeah.
like the hatch there,
Yep.
the tailgate.
Okay, so here's another little thing for any other people that are building currently a Jurassic Park Jeep. There's a lot of conversation about if the windshield on the inside was supposed to be red, and here you can tell that the windshield is beige. So the inside of the windshield is not red; it's beige. The outside is obviously red, and also as you can see here, the seats, these straps here. Do you see how close they are against the seat? The a lot of people that have these seats, these have expanded because the elastic has worn out, so they're like kind of drooping down. So if you ever have like these seats repaired or reupholstered or whatever it is, make sure that the straps here are tight against the leather because they're not supposed to be droopy like your seats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just over time. The elastic
Yep.
wears out, so it just kind of droops down.
Yeah, it's the same with the door panels, right?
Yep.
The little tabs.
Yeah,
on
same
door
with
panels.
the seat panel right here. Look how tiny this little strap
Yeah.
is, and then mine's like 4 inches compared to that. That
Yeah.
one's like a good 2. It's tiny compared to what it looks like now. So that's one thing, and then let's see. Poor guy has no idea what he's getting himself into. In 24 hours, I'm expecting your apology. All right. Of course, everybody loves this scenery here. I love this landscape here. I think it's one of my favorites with the Jeeps.
So something we should mention with the light bar there. Sorry, like my feed's a little delayed as well, but it looks like they like ground off the tabs, I guess, on the light bar.
You mean
but
where the holes are at? Oh, yeah.
yeah, but they didn't fill the
Yeah, 1, 2.
they didn't fill
4,
the holes,
5.
but they ground off the tabs.
Yeah,
which is kinda
you're
interesting.
right. Yeah, because these are original Mopar light bars, and they're designed to have 5 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one more over here on the end. They're designed to have 5 lights, and originally they're supposed to have tabs right above each hole to hold the lights. And you can, like you said, you can tell that you can see they grinded them off or ground them out or they cut them off. So yeah, you can see that they don't have it.
But the holes are still there.
The holes are still there. Yep, all 5 holes. My light bar came with 5 holes with 5 tabs as well. So I just had to put plates. But yeah, the Islands of Adventure Jeep, they still had the 5 tabs, right? Had 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Islands of Adventure Jeep at Universal still had the tabs on it, and then they had the plate over it for the searchlights.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird that they have the light bar without the lights, but I mean, it makes it look different.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm for it. It sets it apart from a normal Jeep. So.
Yeah, so I see there is a bit of a delay. I don't think I can. Yeah, like, I won't be able to fix that delay. But so it looks like actually it looks like YouTube is might be blocking our might be blocking our stream.
Oh no, because of
It
the
might be blocking our
copyright.
yeah, it might be blocking our stream soon. But I mean, what copyright is there? This is like a custom spliced, you know, thing, and so there's no audio, so I don't understand why it would be blocked. And also, I mean, there's other channels that do like reviews on movies, and they splice, they splice it together. Um, but anyway, so moving on. I know it's a
Oh,
little
actually, Dwight just mentioned the orange stickers on the
yeah.
visors too. That's a interesting point of that scene as well.
Yep. Yeah, you can see the orange sticker on the visor. So that's original from the manufacturer. So if yours doesn't have it, then you can. There's somebody that sells it. I think it's Jonathan Householder that sells
Hmm.
that the vinyl. So you can go
Yeah,
and find them.
which is also kind of weird too because most of the visors that I see for sale, the sticker's like in the corner. It's like to one side, and on this Jeep, it's like in the middle of the visor, which is really odd. I haven't seen one like that for sale.
Yeah.
Um, but the one at Islands of Adventure is like that. So I mean, you can definitely tell that's the one from the movie.
All right. Let's move forward here. Okay, so on this scene here specifically, okay, hold on, let me back it up real quick. So on here, actually, no, never mind. You can't see it, but you can see the camera mounts on the side. And those that are also building a Jeep, you can tell right here that the line, the stripe ends right at the seam of the top of the tub, right before it creases over. The stripe cuts off there. It doesn't go actually, it doesn't reach underneath the channel there.
Yeah, which it's actually kind of nice because like when you tuck the top
Yeah,
into that, like
it won't scrape it off.
it won't scrape it off
Yep.
or anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So then he comes up. He's all astonished.
so actually we were talking about this bag that's in the back there.
Oh yeah, they.
Like what is that bag? Is that Grant's bag? Is that like
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like a duffel bag or something, huh?
yeah, whose is that? Is like
It's
production?
probably it's. I don't know.
Like
It's probably Grant's bag, or maybe there's camera equipment in there. I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know what that is, but that's definitely some sort of bag. It has straps and stuff. But yeah, I would assume it's just Grant's bag.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting.
And there she goes with the leaf. Nobody understands where she got the leaf because they never showed it, but that leaf was in the trailer that they one of the deleted scenes from the trailer. You can see it her pulling it off of like a plant.
Hmm. Yeah, another interesting thing here is the how they put the top down too. Like they unclipped it from the frame. Like they left the frame in place, but like completely removed the top. But
Yeah, yeah.
like
The
they
frame,
did,
yeah, the frame is still there.
yeah. Like the frame is supposed to fold in
Yeah.
like into the back,
Hmm.
but they left it there. So you got the roll bar, and then you have the like
Yeah,
soft
it's
top
it's just
frame.
like
So
they it's like they took off the soft top and left the frame as it
and
is.
left the frame as is, yeah. Or like not all of it though. I mean
Mm.
they like the back part of it's gone, but
Yeah.
the YJ is like two parts. You have the
Hmm.
front rails,
Yep.
which they left in place. Which if you, I mean, I don't know if yours was like this, but like when you drive around, they kind of rattle a little bit because those little clips and stuff, and like it doesn't really like it uses the tension from the top to kind of hold it like steady. So that little frame part kind of rattles around when you're driving around.
Yeah.
Like at least mine did.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Mine does the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's not really meant to be like that, but that's how they did it for the movie. So
So here they go, seeing the. Okay, here you can see it. If you look, if I can try to get this thing to. Yeah. So right here, there's a. I mean, if you look right here, there's like these little tubes. This is the only Jeep that has those, little tubes, and those little tubes are also on the Jeep that's at Universal Orlando. Those are camera mounts. Those are points for camera mounts, so you can shoot the interior scenes of the vehicle. So you can see that there, and then you can see them in the front right here. These little hooks right here, these are camera mounts. These are camera points. So you can mount your their equipment to there and there, or pull the vehicle and shoot the interior scenes from those angles there.
yeah, which is interesting too. The ones on the side, the camera mounts on the side, those are actually welded to the frame
Yep.
too. So
Yep.
like those aren't just clamped on or anything. On that. That's a permanent, addition, which is why you can see it at the Jeep at Allen's Adventure right now.
Yep, and you can see it on that Jeep, and you can also see those at the Explorer that's over at Islands of Adventure. And keep in mind, for those that don't know, those are screen use vehicles. Those are the ones that you use in the movie. The Explorer is '05, which is the one that survived, and is the one that Grant's in. And actually, if you look right here, you can still see that little hole where the cables are supposed to go through for the overhead lights.
So it also seems like they only had one of each type of vehicle with the camera mounts and tow hooks too. Like they had one Explorer that had all the mounts, the tow points, and they had one Jeep that had the mounts and the tow points. So it seems like they really just would change the numbers depending on the needs of the scene. So
Yep, they're absolutely right. Okay, moving forward. Cool looking brachiosaur. And again, you can see the little chrome tab here for the winch and the points here. Whoa, hold on a second. Okay, never mind. I thought the antenna was sticking straight out, but that one's still curved. There's sometimes with the antenna released from its holder and it's pointing straight up in the air, which looks really funny. It looks like an RC car.
I actually kind of like it. It's kind of fun.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, if you
But then
stomp on the brakes,
then it
kind
hits everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really funny going through like a parking garage with that. It's just like
Yeah.
bah, bah, bah.
So like another thing to note here too is the license plate. I guess I'm a little bit delayed
Yeah.
on
I got
the
you.
feed, but some of the Jeeps have like a frame on the
Yeah,
license
that's
plate,
right.
and some of them don't. Yeah, the 18 doesn't have the frame, but like if you look at Nedry's Jeep, some of the shots have a frame, like a black frame around the license plate, and some of them don't. Jeep number 10, a couple of the shots has the frame around it. So I actually prefer the frame. It gives it more
Yeah.
like stability. Like the license plate is really flimsy. It's very thin aluminum, so or tin or whatever, whatever it is, and it's kind of flimsy on the bumper there. So that rigid frame really gives it some strength.
Yep. That's actually something that I don't have. I've never purchased it. I've been meaning to, but it's one of those things that one of those details I just keep putting off.
Yeah, I found one that's it looks identical. I mean, we can't really tell, with a certain degree of accuracy, but it looks spot on, and it's only like $7 or $8. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, little note there. Like some of them have a frame, some of them don't.
Yep. All right, and moving forward. Again, here goes the two Jeeps just hanging out in the back.
Yeah, and you can see the soft top frame there is
Yep.
just.
It's still up.
I think what else? Oh, so this is one thing I've actually wondered is the windshield. I wonder if they replaced it with a acrylic or plexiglass or Lexan windshields. The Explorer, all the windows were replaced with plastic. I wonder if if the same was true for the Jeep.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good question because I mean, yeah, the Explorer, every single window was like a Lexan or plexiglass.
Hmm.
So, and the Jeep windows look pretty clear. And the reason why they changed it to plastic is because the plastic doesn't have that green tint that regular glass has.
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't glare
yeah,
as much. Like you
yeah,
can film through it really clearly.
yeah.
Like for filming purposes, it doesn't glare, it doesn't reflect. Like it's just clear.
Yeah, and from here it looks like, I mean, I don't see that strange green tint on the Jeep, so I mean it could possibly have that some sort of plastic window.
Hmm. Yeah, but I'm actually willing to bet that they did that.
Oh, and also it's pretty funny how on this scene here, you can see Dr. Grant's butt, and he has like this mud and grass stains already on it from how many times he had to recreate this scene of him falling down to the ground.
Well, if you watch some behind the scenes footage, like they filmed the scene a couple different ways. There's one part where like Hammond laughs, like and he's very serious in the final cut. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But there's a couple shots in the behind the scenes where he's like, "Welcome to Jurassic." It's like he's like lighter hearted about it, like laughing.
Yeah.
So you can tell they filmed it a couple different ways.
Oh yeah, man, I'm so glad they
Yeah,
chose this method because
bit
man,
more serious.
this
Yeah,
they nailed it. They absolutely nailed
yeah.
it with that with the way. I mean, it's iconic. I mean, this is like probably the most
Hmm.
iconic scene in the entire movie.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, in the other shot that I saw in the behind the scenes, it was like he was like laughing as he said it, like like laughing at Grant basically. But yeah, definitely more iconic this way.
Yeah. And then here comes, okay, so this scene right here, if you look at this vehicle in the back, you can see the antenna is sticking straight up into the air because it detached from its little antenna holder. So it looks like a little RC car. You can see it just kind of wobbling back and forth.
I think it's cool. Like I kind of like it detached like that. I don't know, like it kind of
Okay.
adds adds some movement. I
So
guess as you're driving along.
this scene right here, now the explorers are approaching. I remember since I was a kid, this is probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. Like the way how both of these the reveal of these explorers, like that first look is
Hmm.
like, oh my god, like this is like, and they're driving by themselves and they just look so beautiful. Like look at that. They're both of them together and both in the same speed.
Yeah, no, that was definitely yeah, that was definitely a good reveal, and the way that they showed that they didn't have drivers or anything. That was
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely. So on this scene here, this front explorer, actually this explorer is missing. I have no idea what happened to this one. And the reason why we know this is not the one that's at Universal Orlando is because it doesn't have the camera mounts. This one, the one at Universal has a camera mount here and a camera mount here, and then also camera mounts on the sides. This one here has none of that. So, I mean, Brandon, do you have any idea what happened to this one?
I saw some pictures from like Universal Hollywood, like in 93, 94 or whatever, when they had that like behind the scenes thing, and that was the last I saw of it. Yeah, it was like it's either they crushed it or it's in storage somewhere or something. Yeah, because it does seem like it did survive. I mean, like maybe they put like a replacement top on it or something. Because I mean, obviously it got like they did some filming with it and stuff with water and stuff inside. But maybe they put it the top back on it and maybe it's in storage somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
would like to just I would like to just hope that it's in private hands somewhere, safe and original. But I mean, it's been a long time, and they didn't build that many, right? They couldn't have. I think they built what, maybe three or four in that photo that we saw.
Um, yeah, like hero cars. Yeah, I'm guessing probably. I'm guessing there's probably only 2 hero cars that were like full trucks that like drove. Um, I have an article from like the New York Times or something. I forget what it is, but they mentioned that they bought 7 of them, or they bought 4, and then like, or no, Ford gave them 4, and they bought 3 on their own or something like that, for a total of 7. And which, I mean, makes sense. I mean, if you look at the tree scene and the one that that flips over, like, they basically had to make these different cars in different configurations for different scenes. But not all of them were complete. I mean, they were either like base model trucks, like some of the ones that they destroyed were like XLs, which is like the base model. Like the XLT is the the not the highest trim, but it's in uh upper level trim than the XL. And if you look at the tree scene, the one that falls out of the tree is an XL, and the one that spins around, like they lean against while the T-Rex is spinning it, that's an XL, and it doesn't have like the body moldings on it and stuff. Which, I mean, I'm sure, like, I guess we're getting kind of ahead of ourselves, so like we'll get to that point. But I mean, they obviously had a bunch of different explorers, some for interior scenes and stuff like that. But I'm willing to bet maybe that this hero truck '04 is out there somewhere. Maybe they put it away somewhere,
I like to think so
or
too.
or they could have destroyed it. I mean, it's
Don't say
you
that.
know,
You don't say
well,
that.
I mean, with these cars and stuff, if it's they don't want to sell them because it's like a liability.
Yeah.
Like, it's doesn't have seat belts, it's got a hole cut in the roof. So either they hold on to it and use it for promotional stuff, or they probably trash them.
And
So
that's one, because I know like a lot of props from that movie was trashed. At least from what I've seen in interviews, a lot of the screen use stuff was just thrown away. One of the I know every time I don't understand. Okay, JP10. I know this is probably getting ahead of the discussion, but JP10, from what we understand, JP10. Okay, JP10 is the one that's in the must go faster scene. It's the hero vehicle. T-Rex chases him. Jeff Goldblum's in the back, injured. This was at Universal Studios Orlando for several years, and from what we understand, that vehicle, that screen used vehicle, was scrapped, crushed, like gone from existence, like never to be seen again. And I don't, just thinking about that horrible demise that that poor vehicle had. Like, that's such an iconic vehicle. It's not like it was just like a spare or like a behind the backup vehicle or whatever it is. This was the stunt hero vehicle. And
yeah, yeah,
well, sorry, not the stunt hero vehicle. Sorry, because the stunt hero vehicle is actually the one that's sitting at Islands of Adventure with the lights on top right now. But it was the one that was used as the. Oh wait, no. Hold on. Let me back up. It was the stunt vehicle because it had that retracting quarter panel on the side, right?
yeah, it was automatic, and it had like it looked like vinyl or something, like the side. It wasn't metal. Like, it looked like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was some sort of like
Um,
thin plastic or something, or a sheet. I don't know. It was something
yeah,
that crumbled up really easily with like I don't know. I guess it was like at the press of a button or something, or I don't know. But whenever the T-Rex, anyways, we'll get back to that later. But anyways, all we know is that vehicle no longer exists, and I'm very sad about that.
yeah, like, maybe we can pull up some pictures later or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You can see, like, they basically used that Jeep 10 for a set dressing for Alan's, or the
Yeah, they did.
Halloween Horror
Yep,
Nights.
they did. They did that Jeep wrong. That poor thing.
Yeah, which I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but
Yep. So, all right. So moving on. We're at the scene of the interactive CD-ROM. Do you want to talk about that monitor and that dash for a second?
yeah. Well, first of all, it's not a touch screen. Um, Most people think, oh, like, how hard was it to find the touchscreen monitor? Well, it's a normal, like, they call them PVMs, which is a professional video monitor. Basically, it's like a studio quality uh, television set. Has all the inputs and all that. So that's actually a pretty expensive CRT monitor. Those are probably six to 800 bucks back then. And yeah, like they put a custom
Hey,
bezel
Brandon,
over it.
hold on a
Yeah.
second. Video capture. Can everybody hear Brandon? Okay. Can you guys still hear Brandon? You can still hear him. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at my levels here, and they looked a little strange. But I think we're fine. I think we're good. Sorry. All right. Anyways,
Oh,
proceed.
okay. No, yeah, yeah. So that's it's not a touchscreen monitor,
You have a look.
and
You have a
I've been
look.
looking at ways to add the touchscreen, functionality, but it's very hard to find touchscreen kits for CRT monitors with the curved screen. Like it's very easy to find flat, touchscreen solutions where you can put a flat piece of glass over the screen and convert it to a touchscreen. But yeah, so for the movie, it was just movie magic. They just actually, I don't think she even touched it at the right time. I think they just
Yeah,
played the
she
video.
like lagged.
It's
She touched it
yeah,
once, and then she I guess her timing was off because it's probably a video.
yeah. I mean, like obviously, it was a very small part of the movie. It didn't really add a whole lot, but yeah, and actually, yeah. Dwight says yeah, they go for $100 now still. Yeah, they were expensive monitors. It was like a studio, quality monitor. Which Yeah, I mean it's not the greatest thing for a car because I don't know if you know like old school TVs like they don't do well in the sunlight. So you can tell most of this film was shot like in kind of like overcast.
Yeah.
Because when you get direct sunlight on the screen, you can't really even see it. So so but it looks like where they filmed in Hawaii was almost raining most of the time, right? I mean the whole time, the whole movie, even in the daytime scenes, it was like pretty overcast. So
Yeah. So sorry to break everybody's hearts, but it's not an interactive CD-ROM. At least not a touchscreen uh, monitor connected to a CD-ROM.
and yeah, yeah, and Kevin says the key in the ignition,
Yeah.
which is in the off position, looks like. Yeah, it's not
Is
running.
it?
It looks to be in the off position. Yeah.
Okay. And then on this lever here, they had to cut it down a little bit, right? Because this little lever hits the monitor, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that the shift lever, the Prindle, like PRNDL, the park reverse slow, the gear shifter basically.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's too long. Like it would actually hit the TV, so they cut it down and kind of like hollowed out the plastic part there and glued it on, so it can clear the screen there.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna move forward.
Which
Yeah,
I had
it's
I had to do that on my truck too, but
yeah.
instead of just cutting it, like I actually tapped some threads into it
Oh,
and made
cool.
it so I could unscrew it and screw it on and off.
So pretty much you did it the correct way.
The correct way, yeah. Which most people think that the movie way is like the best way, but sometimes like they do things quick and dirty. But if you want something to be, you know, like forever,
Quick and
sometimes
dirty.
yeah, sometimes you have to do it the right way. So,
Okay,
but
I'm
yeah,
moving forward here. All right, so there goes Jeff Goldblum standing all sexy on the Explorer here. Um, and also, Brandon, you want to talk about these cameras that are sitting on the rush guard? Compared to the cameras that are actually sitting on the dashboard, because there's cameras on the dashboard. There's two cameras on the dashboard, and then there's a camera on the front brush guard. Can you explain the differences between the two as far as the
yeah.
functionality?
So the one on the bumper seems to be like a production camera, pretty much. Like it's what they use to drive the truck from the cargo area. Like they have a screen that was feeding the video to them in the back. But the one on the dash, the two on the dash, they were never hooked up. You can see like the power LED was never on. Um, the way that they molded the the mounts and stuff, they were all solid. There was no room for wires or anything. So yeah, the ones on the dash were definitely meant for just for looks. But the one on the bumper was for actual production use. And it's not in all scenes either too. So you can see like the rain scenes.
Mhm.
I It's not there because it would be ruined pretty much like it instantly it would be ruined. So it's not there all the time. So I don't think it's a required part if you want to build one because it's more of a production thing in my opinion.
Yeah,
But I mean, I still put it on mine because
of
you can
course.
see it. Yeah, well,
Because
why
it's
not?
there. No, it's part of the character.
Yeah,
It's
I
part of the
mean, because
character for sure.
yeah,
I mean, like I think they were just trying to get like a small enough camera to be a little inconspicuous, but
yeah.
for sure, yeah. That the camera on the front brush guard, this one right here. So that camera right there is actually, like Brandon said, it has a feed, sending to the cargo area of the Explorer. So the way how those Explorers drove themselves, they're not remote control. They had a driver sitting in the trunk underneath the cargo cover. There's a steering wheel, there's pedals, and there's a monitor. And that camera right there showed them, where they were driving to. So this is the main purpose of this camera on the front was for that. But other than that, the ones on the dash served absolutely no purpose.
Oh, so someone mentioned in the chat here the I can a ton mentioned the interior camera, which I guess we'll probably get to a little bit later on when they show those scenes. But yeah, there was no actual interior camera present. Like you can't actually see.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see where it was. Like there's like a impression in the headliner, like in the foam, where they had clamped like a camera there for that shot. But yeah, there's no actual camera there. Like I put one in my truck just because I want that feed in the my tour program has the feed where you can see yourself. So yeah, like on my truck it's there, but it was never meant to be seen, in the movie. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Okay. All right, moving forward here. Whoops. I mean, those cars are just beautiful. The colors and everything. I mean, those like really were burned into my memory when I was a kid.
yeah. I mentioned this before, but like when I was a kid, I would get the die-cast, Explorers and stuff, and
Just
I
paint them.
paint, the paint with the model paint and stuff. It
Yeah.
looked like crap. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah,
was
I did. I did
terrible.
very similar, of course. I mean, we were like what 8, 9, or something,
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
So okay, let's talk about this vent back here. So there's a vent at the back of the roof box that looks like it serves some sort of purpose. Brandon, you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Yeah, it's a fake vent basically. Like this one looks like it's like a thin fiberglass because you can see the way like the screw kind of pushes in on it like a
Yeah.
little bit. Um, and we've talked to some people who've worked on the trucks and stuff, and then they said it was like a thin piece of fiberglass. I cast mine out of like solid resin just so it's a little bit like sturdier. The one that was on the Islands Adventure truck went missing, years ago, probably because it was very flimsy. Probably.
Hmm.
Oh no! Stream suspended for policy violation.
Oh no!
The streaming is
I've been temporarily blocked because we detect the copyright audio and video. Oh, come
Oh,
on, YouTube. What are we doing wrong here? We're entertaining the crowds or we're all stuck at home. Stream unavailable. Okay. Stream, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, and I was afraid that was going to happen, but, I mean, what copyright exactly am I breaking here? It's not like I'm streaming a movie.
but you're pushing almost the. You should have stills maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could have had probably stills. I guess stills would have been a little bit better than the video, but I figured with splicing it and then having
pauses and
yeah,
stuff.
having pauses and then also having like our faces like in the video. I don't see how that's.
Oh, wait, we're back.
Are we?
Well,
It's back.
Guess who's back? Back again. Jurassic Vic and Brandon are back.
okay, so anyone who doesn't own the movie, record it right now because it's free. So,
Thank you, YouTube, for continuing to allow us to stream this. I swear we're not. I mean, whatever, man. We're trying to entertain your audience. All right, so welcome back, everybody. The ones that stuck around, thank you so much. We still have 32 viewers, which is actually fairly impressive. I didn't think that it was going to be 32, but yeah, appreciate you guys. We're just trying to entertain you guys. We're not trying to do anything wrong or weird or illegal here. Trying to educate and spread the passion. We're trying to spread the passion here on this movie. We're all super fans, Let us be super fans, right?
yeah, like all 32 people need to pay for the movie right now because
All of y'all go right now on
and buy the
iTunes
movie.
or something. Go buy it. Go buy the entire movie, and then send YouTube the receipt. Okay, so moving on from the vent.
But yeah, it was a fake event. I think it was supposed to look like an AC vent or something, or like a ventilation system or something. But yeah, it's completely fake. And you can see the little screw, like they put on each end little screw, like wood screws to screw it on or something.
So now I'm getting into the interior scene, and you want to go ahead and tell everybody what backpack you just purchased.
Oh yeah, it was Ellie's backpack, and it's on the floorboard in front of her. Um, yeah, like it was a backpack. I've been looking for one for a while. Um, Paul Elder actually posted the model of the backpack. So I've been looking out for it because it would be kind of a cool thing to have in there. Although my truck is number 4, so it doesn't quite fit with my truck, but it's still a prop that's in the Explorer. And this isn't a good shot of it either. You can see a better shot of it when
So
Ellie.
wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, wait. I think I'm mistaken here. So which Explorer pulls up first? We have 04 pulling up first, right?
Yes.
And then so 05 is behind,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh no, it's policy. Oh jeez, we got
Again?
blocked again.
Again, gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
God.
Gone.
I've been temporarily blocked again.
I guess they're giving a warning. So
Can you put like something in front of the like non-essential parts or something? Maybe like.
Maybe I could try to make it smaller.
Yeah, like window it or something. So it's
Yeah,
not.
let me try to make it smaller and like try to block it with some stuff or something.
I think it's automated.
Yeah,
Like
no, it definitely is.
yeah.
It definitely is automated. So, I mean, I can try to see if I can. I mean, let me hide it for now. But yeah, sorry guys, just give it a second. This is gonna come right back up, I'm sure. Let's read the chat though. So let's. But can you still hear us?
no audio, no. Completely blocked.
No audio at all. Not again, not again. This is so this is so interesting. You should use screenshots, no more video. Yes, I don't know if anybody can hear me, but yeah, we should definitely use I should have used screenshots. I didn't think anything of it because there's no audio. And I've seen there you go. We're back up. What's up everyone? Welcome back to the live stream. We've made it through the temporary block. Brandon, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it should be back up in a second. Somebody says I'm a hacker.
Hmm.
Our lives are in your hands. John the Rav says our lives are in your hands, and you've got butterfingers. Jurassic Class says, but why? Mary Smith says, well, this sucks. I agree, Mary Smith. It does suck. It doesn't make any sense. Their algorithm is super strict.
That's crazy. Yeah. Like, wow.
What's his name? Oh, Baptiste says, thought to Nathan Props trying to join. Is Nathan Props on here? I thought he was already on here.
Like, yeah. What if you window it? Like, just have it,
Yeah, I'm gonna make
not
it. I'm
full
gonna make it.
screen.
Yeah, I'll window it and see if that helps. So, um, all right. So I got this. Yeah, I understand. I should have done screenshots. And that's something I considered, but I didn't think anything of it only because I mean, CinemaSins uses a lot of content. They use a lot of clips from the show. So I don't know if it's maybe because it's a shorter clips or spliced differently or whatever it is, which doesn't make sense to me, but. Yeah, CinemaSins does exactly this, except for without sounds. Actually, I think there is sounds too. So that I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't make up the algorithm, so I don't really know. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway,
I've
so moving forward, what?
Yeah, I've seen some channels where they window it and they put other moving things
Okay.
like in the non-movie area, like around the perimeter. They'll put like
Your
stuff
non-moving
that
things.
yeah, like
Okay.
they'll put
Whoa! Look
stuff
at that.
around it and to kind of like fool it, I guess, like to fool the YouTube thing.
Okay, so there's that.
Oh, okay, yeah, hide part of the video. Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah.
And let's add a little something else too. Oh, look at that. So we got JurassicVic.com, which is my website, and then we have Jurassic Park Jeep Forum as well, which is Brandon Constant's website. So this should fool it a little bit. It's got to.
I mean, I'm fooled completely.
Are you? Are you fool? Are you a fool for me? Okay, so that I think that should probably do it. I would say. Sorry about the inconvenience, people. Here we go. Here's a little something.
Actually, yeah, you should add Kevin's too, just to really.
Oh, look at that! What a beautiful looking couple. All right, guys, your little treat for you. If you go to jp.401graphics.com, use my coupon code, which is Jurassic Fic, you get, I think, 10% off. Or actually, I think he said 100% off. So I don't know. Go try it and see what you get. It's a surprise how much percentage you get off. All right, so moving forward with the scenes. Come on, YouTube, be nice, please. All right, Baptiste. Looks like Baptiste is signing off. So thanks a lot for joining us, Baptiste. It's awesome that you came on here. I'm sure it's 4 in the
Yes, thank
morning
you.
wherever you're at. So, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Baptiste.
Yes, thank you.
Sweet
And
dreams.
he visited me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, a few months ago. Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I forgot about that.
before everything closed down.
Yeah, before the world closed down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was supposed to go to Orlando. Like what was it? 2 weeks ago, I think. I was supposed to go to Orlando 2 weeks ago, and that's when everything like really got bad. And then Disney World and Universal closed down. So I mean, yeah, that's when things got like really, really terrible, and I had to cancel my flight and cancel my trip, and I was very sad about that. I mean, Orlando is one of my favorite places. I love meeting, hanging out with you because you live in Orlando as well. So as soon as this clears up, like I'm making like the first thing I do is making a trip down to Orlando. So be ready. Oops. Oh, hello there. All right, moving forward with the Explorer here.
Yeah, so we covered the camera on the front.
And you can see
Uh,
the Explorer in the back. This is the one that's at Islands of Adventure.
so one thing you can see too is, do you see how they routed the wires for the brush guard lights?
Yeah, through the grill.
Yeah, so you can see this one, the O4 is like well, the one that the O4 here is through the top, and then the O5 is like they put the wires through like the bottom slat.
Oh
You see
yeah,
that? Yeah. So
yeah, I see that. Yeah,
you
they're on the top one. They're on the top grill, and then the one in the back
yeah.
is like lower.
Mhm.
That's in the
So
first one, and the one in the back. Did you do it the same way as well?
I did yeah.
Yeah, the one in the back is all the way at the bottom. That's terrible. That looks so
Yeah,
bad.
it does. Yeah. So for my truck, I did the O4 way
Yeah.
for, well, I mean, like you can't really say O4 or O5 because like they were interchanged just like the Jeeps were, but for the hero shots, it's kind of what I went off of. So
Yeah, and so on the O5 in the back here, and then this is the one that's at Islands of Adventure because you can see the camera points at the bottom, which is the same thing that the ones at Islands of Adventure, which is Universal Orlando. It's the same ones they have. You can see it right there, camera point there, and then I'm gonna move forward, and then you'll be able to see right there. You can see the sides of the mounts. Those are little, same as the Jeep that we showed you earlier. It has those little cylinder things that cameras hook
geez,
up to.
we got struck again.
Again? Oh, come on. Oh, God. I think I'm blocked now. Oh, no, it's temporary. Seems it's temporary blocked. Damn it. Okay. Hmm?
Oh, so
I,
Hugo says in the chat, why does the green look pastel, but the refurbished solutions, but I think he meant refinished solutions,
mhm.
same paint code, seem to have a darker yet vivid green. So if you look at different
Hold on. I'm going to go
versions,
to the bathroom real quick. Hold on.
okay. But yeah, if you look at different versions of the movie, like the Blu-ray is kind of washed out. It's very like very cool, like very blue. And if you look at like the 4K, it's really warm. And like the DVD is kind of somewhere in the middle. Like every version of the movie, the color temperature is very different. So it's very difficult to really get a good grasp on the colors because yeah, like every single version of the movie, like every release, like the 3D release is different than the Blu-ray, than the normal like 2D Blu-ray, which is different than the DVD. So like they're all so different. So it's really hard to get a different like a gauge of the actual colors because yeah, like every time they release a version of it, it's like they kind of screw with it. So
Everything was cut on the micro.
What's up, guys? I'm back. I guess it's working again.
well, yeah, like while you were gone, I was talking about the color temperatures of
Yeah.
the different releases, like releases. Like the Blu-ray is different than the DVD, which is different
Yeah,
than
yeah, the different color changes, yeah.
yeah. So you can't really like it always looks different, like every version. So I kind of went off of what I saw like in person, like from my like I remember the the trucks looking like, but
Is that it?
yeah, the Maxil dog, yeah, we consider the green to be a cartoon green. Yeah, so like I went with yeah, I went with a more of a vibrant color. Yeah, I went with like a green, like a I think it was like a grass green almost. It was like it was a brighter green. Um, but yeah, sometimes you look at it and it seems kind of like in the Blu-ray it's kind of mild. But like in the in the 4K, it's like a little bit deeper. Like it just changes. Yeah.
So on, I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do like scenes. I'm not gonna actually play the video. I'm just gonna, I guess, just jump it every 30 seconds or something. Because I mean, we try different things and it doesn't look like YouTube likes any of them. So okay, we'll move forward a couple seconds. All right, so we have them going through the fence, and on here, you can see the overhead shot. As you can see in the back right here, there's definitely somebody driving behind. I mean, I'm really curious to see what those people look like how they're like super crouched down, laying down in the trunk, on. I mean, they got to be really low to be able to not be seen with that, hitting that cargo cover, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Like they had to be really like, but yeah, but like laying down basically.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm really curious to see what their position was, like having to be so far down.
So there's an interesting part here too. So if you can you like step forward or
Yeah, which part?
like see like step forward so you can see the back part of the roof, like the red part of the
When they're
roof.
driving off or overhead?
Overhead, like that same shot.
I don't think I can step back.
Oh,
I mean, I can just, I guess, play it and risk everything again.
risk it all.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that they don't want us to play, so. Looks like Epic Movie Car says, Vic, I sent you a pic of the inside of the back.
There you go, right there. Yeah, like so play this for like oh sorry, like I'm delayed. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right there. I don't know if you can see it in this shot, but if you look on that red piece, like the red roof piece, there are like 4 holes drilled in the top of it, and I don't really know why, and they're all spaced evenly. Um,
Yeah, you can't really see it.
yeah, it's hard with the compression and stuff, but
Yeah. Okay,
but
so Kevin, Epic Movie Cars just sent us a picture of the back. For those that want to see it, it's not a pretty picture, but it's definitely a picture. Hold on, if I can. There it is. So this is the back of the Explorer. As you can see, I mean, it looks pretty bad. It's not the best. Are we still live? Are we still live? Right?
Yeah.
I just lost the chat again. What in the world? How weird. Yeah, I totally lost the chat. I don't understand how I keep losing this thing.
yeah, but you can see on the left there's the pedals, like there's little pedals on the left.
Yeah, yeah, you can see the steering wheel there, and you see the pedals. Oh yeah, this little thing right here, one of those on the left. I mean, how strange? How strange is that, huh?
Yeah, it's very moldy in there too.
Yeah, it's
it
pretty
is.
bad. You don't want to go in there, because I know somebody that's been in there and didn't have too much fun.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
Holy crap! Let me try to find the chat here because I lost my chat again. I don't know why it keeps disappearing on me. People are like, "This is the worst live show I've ever seen." Sorry, guys. I'll give you all a refund later. Man, this is so complicated. Like, YouTube, come on, man. Be a little more simple. Is that how it works? Yeah, this is not working for me.
So it's also worth note that the seats that are in the Allen's Adventure truck are not the original ones either. Well, the covering,
fabric, yeah, the
the
cover.
the upholstery is not original. It had been without a roof, like a hole in the roof, for a few years. So basically, the interior was ruined because the roof had cracked, and they just let rain like get in there for like a while. And they decided at some point to like refurbish the interior. So they repainted like the dash, they repainted the console, and they just reupholstered the seats, which is kind of a shame because I mean, now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter again because it's ruined again.
Yep.
But it would be nice if it was at least original. But
Yep. Okay. So,
that's what they did. So
all right, we'll move forward here, and then you can see the kids and the glass, and on the glass you can see it's like incredibly clearer than what you would think like a normal glass would be, because well, it's you know it's not glass, it's plastic. They put plastic in there so it can be like extremely clear.
yeah, and you can see scratches on it too, like in the Dilophosaurus scene.
Yeah, you can see all the little imperfections which have the same characteristics as plastic.
Yeah, like yeah, plastics scratches really easily, so you can see the swirls
Yeah,
and
you can see
stuff.
the swirls. Okay. Moving forward, then we have them in the inside. Then we have the lawyer looking out. And yeah, water droplets of '05 and then '04 in front. Interior scenes with Dr. Grant and Ian Malcolm. And then Ian Malcolm talking about chaos theory. Nothing interesting about the interior of that shot. Then they're jumping out of the vehicles. That's just skipping back too much.
Phil says we're all a bunch of dorks.
Phil. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say. Actually, he's probably
Uh-huh.
worse. Definitely probably worse. Oh yeah, so on this scene here, you can actually see Jeep 10 very, very vaguely. This is actually Jeep 10. You can see the toolboxes in the back. You cannot see a number. You can never see a number in the video, but you can't see that it has the toolboxes in the back.
Yeah, I mean it's Jeep 10 for sure.
Yep.
So, have you seen those pictures of the when they sold the license plate, like the screen use license plate?
I did see those pictures. Yes.
Yeah, so the back of it says Muldoon and Harding on the back of
Yeah.
it.
Oh
Like
yeah, I remember that.
it's like Sharpie like production notes. So meaning that license plate number 10 was for the Muldoon
Mm-hmm.
scene, which would be the must go faster,
Yep.
and the Harding scene, which would be this scene. So I mean that's pretty much in my opinion the proof that it's Jeep 10. So
Yep. No, you're right. I mean, it's definitely Jeep 10, even though you cannot see, the numbers there. But I mean, it has the boxes and the license plate as well that was on that auction says Muldoon and Hardy. So that's definitely like the I guess the technician veterinarian Jeep.
yeah, and the Maxley dog says from what I know there are companies that specialize in making clear plastic windows for movie cars. Yes, he's absolutely correct. And the company apparently that made the windows, so this was about 10 years ago, but they would brag about it on their website. Like they had, things that we've done, and it was Jurassic Park, and it was specifically the windows. It wasn't the dome, like the bubble, but they said that they had made the windows.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a thing, and I followed them on Facebook. I can't remember the name of it, but I think they did like the Fast and the Furious movies too. So like all the windshields and windows for those Fast and Furious movies.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. Like they take the original piece of glass and replicate it in plastic, and then put it back in the car. So definitely cool.
Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Don't strike me. Don't strike me, Lord YouTube. All right, so it looks like the power went out in the Explorer. Ah, here we go. So now some of my favorite scenes, which is the Jeep 12 scenes.
Yeah, it's my favorite Jeep as well. So
I mean, yeah, it's the most iconic, other than Jeep 10, which has really interesting characteristics on that one, which is the only one that has no roll cage and toolboxes and stuff like that. Jeep 12 is the only one that has searchlights and a soft top. So, and also it's one of the villain's vehicles, has a very iconic scene with the
yeah,
Dilophosaur. But and these taillights here. Let's talk about these taillights. As you can see, if you look closely, there's this little black thing right here on these taillights, right? So actually, Brandon was the one that realized, hey, there's something different between these taillights and I'm sorry, these rear fog lights, um, compared to the other rear fog lights that we have thought were the screen used ones. You want to talk about that shield for a second?
yeah. So a while back, it was found on the forum. I think by was it Hillbilly Mark Moore? I think on the forum said, "Hey, I found these lights in the wild. You know, he found them on a random truck or something,
Yeah.
and they were definitely the housing was definitely correct. Like the shape of the housing, they had the little like the nipples on the side for the flip cover
Nipples.
nipples. Yes, they had nipples, and yeah, I mean it was definitely the housing. Um, but there were several other manufacturers that were making that same light basically the same housing, the same style, and one of them was Dick Sepik, who also made all the lights for the Explorer, like the brush guard lights and the spotlight on the hood, the cowl area was all Dick Sepik, and their version of that light, that same light, had this little shield, like this little metal shield on it. So I found a set of those lights, yeah, and noticed, yeah, it had that shield on it, and you can see in the movie that it has that outline. You know, if you look at one without the shield, one with the shield, you can see that it's very distinct. So yeah, that was pretty much proof right there. And then Jonathan Householder shared some pictures that he had taken in like early 2000s, like 2003, 4, around there. I can't remember what it was. And he confirmed it basically. He was like, yeah, they are definitely like the Power brand, which was also called like Dick's Epic. Um, but yeah, so they weren't KC branded lights as everyone had thought for the longest time, and which you know brought the KC lights up to a very high price basically,
Yeah.
and they weren't 100% accurate. I mean, they were very very close because they were the same body, but they lacked that shield. And there's some other parts too. There's like a gasket and like a little heat shield at the top,
It's
and
definitely a much better design, that's for sure.
yeah, it's basically the more featured light basically. So KC made that same light but stripped out a lot of the like extra stuff out of it basically.
Yeah.
And those lights are fetching more than a lot of the more accurate lights, just because they were the first to kind of get uh you know I recognized,
Yeah. I
so
mean, I really feel like anything that isn't Power brand fog lights should all be the same price. Like, it's crazy how Kfc Fog Lights are going for over $300, $400, $500. Like,
mm,
please do not pay $500 for fog lights. Like, especially if they're not 100% screen accurate. Like, I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. Screen accurate lights are near impossible to find. Like, it took me a few years to find the correct brand ones. But I mean, like, Kfc Fog Lights and equivalent are, I mean, they're not that difficult to find. They're definitely not worth $500. That's not that hard to find as far as, I mean, if there are Power brand fog lights, then maybe 500 is more acceptable. But yeah, if they're not power fog lights, don't spend anything more than $300, honestly, for at least new in box ones. Because when
yeah.
I sell fog lights, pretty often whenever I get them in, I sell my fog lights for I don't know. I think I just sold one for like $150. 200 maybe I'll sell depending on the condition, depending on the color, depending on if it's stainless steel or plastic. But they're all identical. They're all like almost exactly identical. So just a little tip: don't spend
Yeah.
more than $300 on rear fog lights, unless if they're the screen accurate, 100% screen accurate fog lights.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's what got popular basically. It got, which I mean, it's no one's fault. I mean, it was the first to get identified as the shape of the light.
Yep.
Like this is the light. And then everyone started buying those lights, but then it was like, oh well, it's actually like a derivative of that light. So yeah, I mean, it was just the one to get popular, but. I mean, it's very close, and you can add the shield. Um, Troy is manufacturing shields that you can snap in there, and it's very very close. The only difference is the back housing isn't like a matte finish, and it doesn't have the like embossed power branding on it.
Yep. So
Um,
it looks like Rex Tapia is asking. So is there any functional and close accurate alternative versions that you could recommend? Um, well, there's Harbor Freight, which is a very well. I don't know. I don't think they're open right now, but there's Harbor Freight brand fog lights that are popular to use. Now these I believe are glass opposed to being plastic, like the ones that are used in the movie. I mean, if you really don't care too much for accuracy and you want something like right then and that and there and now, Harbor Freight is a good option. You just have to put some stained glass spray paint to make them look more amber because I believe they come yellow. But if you're looking for something along the lines of the screen accurate ones, you just have to search Facebook, search eBay. I don't know if Craigslist. I believe Craigslist is probably dying now, and Facebook Marketplace is beating them. But if you just look on there for like a quartz halogen fog light or something like that, they eventually pop up, and then I mean they're hard to come by honestly. So I would just be paying attention to the groups out there, like the Jurassic Park builder groups that have members selling rear fog lights. Every now and then they'll post them up. Like I think Troyus Maximus, which is his name, is selling some right now. I think for like $200 or something like that, or $220 for some new ones. It's not a bad deal. You could probably hop on that. I don't know how many extras I have right now because I usually buy them when I can and then hold on to them for a little bit to see if I'm going to use them. Because I build Jurassic Park Jeeps, so if I don't end up using them, I'll resell them, and I resell them for like 175 or like I said, it depends. But I probably have about like two, I think maybe two spare sets that could possibly be for sale. So I mean, yeah, I know it's a confusing answer, but the long answer is, the short answer is, if you want like close enough to screen accurate, then you have to probably buy it through somebody that's selling them like for resale, or you just have to look and look and look and look for a couple of weeks or maybe even months until you find the correct version. And just make sure you study them, because you need to study to make sure that when you locate them and you spot them, you know exactly which ones they are, because there's a lot that look similar but aren't close enough to accuracy.
Yeah, and Epic Movie Cars said KMC lights too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
those,
that's right.
they're like Kmart brand or something.
Yeah.
Like they were sold at Kmart.
Well, the problem with I mean,
And they're
you
close.
can't search for KMC brand, but that
Yeah,
you can
but
look in the photos, and if it says KMC on the lens, that's a good choice. But they're not going to be labeled as KMC fog lights. They're going to be labeled as like quartz halogen fog lights or amber fog lights or some random stuff. And these fog lights, this version of the fog lights were discontinued probably, if I have to guess, probably like 15 years ago, or maybe even more. Because the ones that I've found, they're really old. The boxes are old. Some of them are even for the 80s.
yeah, they're very old lights. I mean, they were carried over from the 80s into the 90s, and then
Yep.
they by the 2000s they had died pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
everybody switched over to LEDs, so they had no choice to, well, no reason to use halogen anymore.
Yep.
And Jurassic Classic said he found a set of powers for 25, paid a little more, then a little more, and then you paid a lot more. What do you mean a little more? I know how much he paid. He paid a lot, but it definitely was cheaper. The price that he ended up paying for him was, comparatively speaking, much better than what they would resell for, because those are so hard to find. The Power brand, the screen accurate brand fog lights, rear fog lights are hard to find.
Yeah, so we should clarify a little bit. Like, we say Power brand. A lot of companies rebranded that manufacturer, so they were branded Power, but like other companies would like sell them as their own, basically.
Yep.
Like I said, Dick Sepic, they sold them as their own light. But if you look at the actual branding on the light, it's
actually I can show you guys. Hold on. I'm back, guys. You guys miss me? All right. So this is the best alternative to use when building a Jurassic Park Jeep. These are Kmc Fog Lights. As you can see here, these are Kmc Fog Lights. They're basically a no-name brand fog light. Whenever they're in the package, these are fantastic alternatives. These are stainless steel, so they don't break. The original ones are supposed to be plastic, but these are stainless steel. They're amber. They use the exact same molds as the accurate ones. I mean, it looks almost identical if you pair them side by side. These are Power brand fog lights. These are 100% fog lights, 100% accurate. The brand, like if you look here, like this is how they're packaged. Brinkmann quartz halogen. This is a sticker. This is a sticker that this brand put on there to sell them as their as a third party for these fog lights. So what Power did was they sold off their fog lights as a white label. So any brand that wanted to sell fog lights can slap their decal on there and sell them as their own. And this is proof right here that they did it. And these are 100% screen accurate fog lights. Ish. Right, Brandon?
That's close. Like, the stainless ones don't have the little fins on the top, and no nipples. They have no nipples.
Yeah, you gotta have the nipples. Nipples. But these are the screen accurate ones right here. There's I don't know, you can't really see, but there's a Power. It says Power right there, and it says Power. I don't know if you can see it here too, but it says Power right there, and they have these little flip things that you can take off. So these flip up. Now these are the screen accurate ones. These are the ones that were used in the movie. It took me about 2 years to find these of religious eBay searching, and I've only seen them one other time on eBay, and Jurassic Classic actually picked up that set. So congratulations. Welcome to the Screen Accurate Club.
Yeah, those are rare lights for sure.
Oh, it was so hard to find them. I got so frustrated for the longest time. And I'm not even going to mount those. I'm not going to put those on my Jeep just because of how long those things took me to find. I don't want to use those and weather those. I mean, they were so difficult to find. I'm just going to keep them in their box and, have it nicely nestled away in my closet. Unless somebody wants to offer me $2,000 for them, go ahead and step forward, and then maybe we can make a deal. All right, so moving forward with the video. Sorry, we kind of came off track a little bit here. So Southpaw Guitars, welcome to the conversation. Actually, this Southpaw Guitars is he actually gave me an acoustic guitar from his shop. He owns a guitar shop here in Houston, and he saw my Hurricane Harvey video, and he saw that my acoustic guitar got damaged. It was ruined in the flood, and he hit me up randomly and was like, "Hey man, let me offer you a guitar." I'm like, "Okay, awesome." So he did, and he gave me an acoustic guitar, and now he just bought a Jeep Wrangler a couple weeks ago to convert it as well. And I told him, "Hey Omar, whenever you're ready to start converting it, let's do it. You know, you need the parts. I got them. I'll help you install them. I'm not going to charge you. Let's do this." I need more Jurassic Park Jeeps in Houston, even though we got to practice social distancing right now. But I mean, there's got to be more movie cars in Houston for sure. So Jonathan Rav says the best I can do is 350. You can get a Monster Energy drink for that. For 350. That's about it. That's all it's gonna get you. Let's see. Epic Movie Car says 2000. Hanging out with Troy too much. I don't hang out with them. But yes, I understand. I get it. So, all right, let's keep moving forward here. Oh, is there any relation to... Okay, so the Maxley Dog is asking, is there any relation to the amber fog lights on the front of Marty's Toyota pickup in Back to the Future?
I don't know that one actually. I don't know that truck. I think I mean I've seen the movie several times. I think I would have recognized them.
It's not. Yeah, they're definitely not the same. This style of fog light in the '80s was incredibly popular. So there's a lot of very similar styles that look like it, but the ones in front of Marty's aren't the same. But they might be the same brand. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know too much about that truck, but if I'm not mistaken, the fog lights on the top were Dick Sepik. And I believe Kfc Fog Lights, of course, came out with the exact same design. So Dick Sepik also did the Power brand fog lights for the Jeep, right? Is that right? Yeah, that's right, Brandon, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you look at the Dick Sepik catalog, like, there are some lights on the Explorer, like the brush guard lights, which are only Dick Sepik. Like, there was no other company that I've seen that has made those lights. And every other light is in that catalog. I mean, like other than the like Nedry lights, the boat lights, but like every other off-road light is actually every other off-road item. You know, the running boards and the winch. Like I think they really went to a Dick Sepik like location.
Yeah.
They were around California, like at that time.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah, I believe that they probably use mostly Dick Sepik parts. I mean, the rear fog lights Dwight has, or Jurassic Classic has, Dick Sepik rear fog lights, and your Explorer, the fog lights, what is on the hood? Is that Dick Sepik as well, or is that something else?
Well, the one on the hood, like the one like on the cowl area, is a Dick Sepik brand, which is, from what I've seen, like exclusive. Like the design is unique to them. The lights on the brush guard are like exclusive to Dick Sepik, and that took me like 5 years to find too. By the way, like those lights, I mean, it took me forever to find. And like I think now it's impossible. I don't know. Like it's like they use like a.
Do you
like
still look for them?
No.
Really?
Not really.
You've given up after 5 years. You've given up.
Yeah, I found it. I'm good.
I mean, like, you would think after that many years, it comes like nature to you to go and look for them, to continue to look for them.
I mean, I've like saved eBay searches and stuff, but like I'm not actively searching for them.
Hi, Nathan.
Oh yeah. But the the bulb that they used for those lights was like an aircraft like an aircraft bulb, which is very rare. So I think most of those lights, like, they burned out and people couldn't find replacements for them, so they probably threw them away, probably, or just, I don't know, like took them off their truck or whatnot. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find too many of those like used. And I think that there's one other guy on the Jurassic Park Jeep forum who found one of the lights. I forget his name. It's like
oh yeah, that's right.
what's his name on there? I can't remember, but he found one light and it was used.
I
But
remember that.
yeah, but it's a sealed beam
Oh,
bulb.
I think
That
that's was it Jake or not Jake? Oh, not Jake. It was like Jeff something.
I can't
I'm
remember his name.
so bad with names, but he's really good at searching. Like he's
Yeah,
really good at finding certain
he is.
specific keywords.
But yeah, basically they use very specific bulb. So if that bulb were to burn out, I think most people would probably just throw them away.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why that light is so hard to find. And but yeah, I mean, I bought a Dick Sepik catalog from the '90s, and every part for the Explorer and the Jeep is in there. Like the winch, like I mean,
Yeah.
they sold Ramsey products, they sold DZ products, they sold everything, and they were in California, like around where they were making like the trucks and stuff. So I really think they went to that, off-road shop, the Dick Sepik shop, and just bought all the off-road accessories for the Jeep and
Yeah.
the Explorer. Like I really think that's what
I
happened.
mean, that's probably what it
'Cause-
was. It's probably a one-stop
yeah,
shop. No,
yeah,
what is it, a set dresser or whatever
mm,
they're called when it comes to the vehicles. Probably the prop department probably just
Prop
went
Master,
to
yeah,
whatever local aftermarket performance shop for vehicle for
off-road,
off road was, and just bought up whatever they thought would work for the vehicles. And but the
yeah.
most impressive thing, to this day, the most impressive thing is, I mean, these freaking searchlights, man. Like what? Like how did they choose that? Like, I mean. I mean, they truly nailed it with those lights, and not only that, not only did they nail it on choosing the lights, but on modifying them the way they did.
Yeah, I think they went to like an off like an RV place too or something too because like the track sensor on the Explorer is like a battery box for like an RV or a boat. Like you would put a deep cycle battery in the box and they use a lid from
Yeah,
it. So those are both like boat slash RV parts, and the antennas on the Explorer are like marine like VHF like marine antennas.
yeah.
So I think they maybe went to like a boat place too, or something, or looked for boat type things for inspiration, because like
Well,
there's some boat.
for sure, those overhead lights are. I mean, they're the most beautiful part of this build, and I mean, not only did they light up very brightly and hot, might I add, they're motorized. Like, they turn, left and right and up and down, and through a remote inside the vehicle. So it's impressive how you can just use these things as like searchlights or spotlights. Um, and for them to put something that goes on a boat on a Jeep like that, like, I mean, that's what just wonderful. So cool.
Yeah, so if you look when Nedry dies, which I guess we're
God rest his
constantly,
soul.
yeah,
Gone
like
too soon.
well we're constantly like getting ahead of ourselves here, but when Nedry dies, I guess like the Dilophosaurus is supposed to be like hitting the controls or something, because you can see the lights are like they start moving around. So um which it took me a little bit to realize that. Like when I first started building my Jeep in like 2008, I was looking at these lights, and I watched that scene a few times, and I was like, oh, the lights are moving, like like
While he's getting attacked.
why is he getting eaten? Yeah, they're moving around. So I was
Really?
like,
I never
okay, so
noticed
they're
that.
really you
Oh,
haven't
I
seen.
just saw it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Oh
okay,
my god.
yeah, so like the Dilophosaurus is like hitting the
No way.
controls or something. Yeah, so
No way. Yeah, yeah, I see it. I've never. Oh my god, Brandon, why do you do this to me? Why do you always? Every time I think I know everything about this movie, Brandon comes around and trumps me. He's like, "Hey, by the way, did you know about this?"
yeah,
No. Thank you so much. Now you're making me insecure. God.
yeah, so they move and they turn off.
Yeah, that's
Um,
incredible. How did I not see that? I'm
so
so disappointed. Yeah, you can see right here. You can totally see it. All right,
yeah,
so here's this light. Look at these. I think it's this one right here. Yep, there it goes. They're all moving. There's no way
yeah,
a dinosaur is gonna brush all the
his
the.
tail, man.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
his tail is right there, man.
yeah, I know, but I mean, really, his tail's long. I mean, it's not gonna be. Yeah, but definitely you can see you can see them
Yeah.
moving.
Mhm.
All of them are moving.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't like you, man. I don't like this. That's why I hate talking to you. But yeah, you're right. I've never noticed that those lights are moving like that. Geez, that's impressive. And you can see right here. Explain this part to me. What is this? This isn't mud,
It's like clay or something,
is
or
it? I
yeah.
feel like it's there to stop it from glaring at the camera. There's probably like a really bad glare because
Oh,
that's really
oh, oh, oh.
weird.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, it's like my feed is delayed. Yeah, yeah. It looks like they put tape or something on it. Yeah, yeah. It looks. Yeah, it looks like it was glaring on the camera.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
that's too bad that they don't have all the fog lights on. They don't have the ones on the bumpers on. I've never understood that. I feel like those
yeah,
should be
yeah.
on.
Whenever. Yeah, and same with the Explorer too. Like they never
Yeah,
had big
any of the
lights on.
lights. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the headlights,
I mean, it's probably for
and
glare
that was it.
reasons. Because if you look right here, you can see all the glares from the overhead lights. These right here are all glares from these lights. I mean, glass glares really badly. So whenever you have lights kind of in your direction, you're gonna get a bunch of really weird glares into the camera.
Actually, yeah. Someone said Dilophosaurus spit. Yeah. Well, actually, wasn't it there before? Oh no, no. Well,
Oh, I don't know.
I
I mean,
can't
maybe.
remember. It might have been there
But we will
before.
bring up this scene, which is hilarious. Whenever he gets hit in the chest,
Mm.
how he puts more on there. Okay, so here's Dennis Nedry, right? Look at his shirt right here. Okay, so they spit, and this is all that he spit, right? Now look at his hand. Now keep watching. Oh, he put more. He grabbed it. It looks like the Dilophosaurus spit in his hand. And he just decided to rub it on himself.
No, he's yeah. It's it's
So yeah, you can see he put more. Oh, but okay. So I missed a question here from South Park Guitars. He asked it a while back, so I'm sorry. I think somebody already answered him, but um, he's like the number decals are gold or spice. Yeah, and as Epic Movie Cars said, they're the same color as the Jeep. Yeah, so the numbers they use them. They're supposed to be some sort of like beige, try to match the colors of the Jeep. So whenever they switch them out, it looks like it's a stencil instead of just decals. And they did a great job. You can't tell that much. Only in certain lighting that the numbers are actually decals. So yeah, so the decals aren't actually stencils on the Jeeps like we do nowadays. They're actually just decals placed over the red, so they can switch around the Jeeps and use certain Jeeps for different scenes. And Philip Daly is saying, "Nice shirt, Vic." Oh, thank you. I made it. I made it myself. You like it? It's pretty cool, huh? Has a little Jeep on there. It says Jurassic. All right, so let's see who else is on here talking. Oh, by the way, maybe 10 years ago, I was on the forum. Noticed people were. Okay, then it was a battery box cover. Yeah, I think it was a battery box cover on the front of the Explorers, right?
yep.
All right, never noticed that. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, Southpaw Guitar is asking. Oh, the 4.0. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. So I answered this question wrong. He's not talking about the numbers on the sides of the fenders. He's talking about the numbers like the 4.0 liter in the rear. I
Oh,
think it's like a bronze, right?
I think it's spice. I think.
Is it spice or is it bronze?
It's a special.
Oh yeah, it's there. Yeah, the
It
Jeep. I guess it matches the Jeep decal on the sides.
yeah
So then it's gonna be.
yeah
So it's gonna be spice.
yeah. It's like it's a special spice though. It's like metallic or non-metallic. Yeah, yeah. It's specific to the 92 low gloss
Yeah,
color.
yeah. All right, and then we got also. Okay, we already read the officer spit. High beams on, fogs come on with low. Oh,
It's
interesting.
possible. Yeah
The
yeah.
high beams. Yeah, that is possible. That is a possibility why the fog lights aren't on because the high beams are on. Or I mean, maybe production was like, this is just too many lights and it's causing a lot of glare, so they probably just switched off the fog lights. Okay, so Jurassic Classic is asking a question that stresses me out every single time I think about it. He's saying we still aren't 100% sure if the searchlights were factory white, because the searchlights come white, or if they were painted sand beige, as it would seem like the most logical thing to do in the movie. I've watched this movie frame by frame. I've watched it on different monitors, different settings, different versions of the movie. And to this day, I want to say deep in my heart that that the searchlights, overhead searchlights, are the same color as the Jeep, which is sand beige, and not white. Because white searchlights, no offense to anybody that has them, they look terrible. This bright white eyesore that sticks out so much. And we've even looked at the original lights as well. I try to look at paint chips and I try to look to see if they're originally white. But at the end of the day, Brandon, the lights that are installed on the Jeep that's at Islands of Adventure, they're painted beige. Now, if the restoration crew that have redone the Jeep in the past, why would they paint the lights beige if they originally were white? Right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I've seen pictures from like what 93, 94, like when they first hit the parks, like when the Jeep first hit the parks, and they're most definitely beige. I mean, I think they faded poorly. Like I mean, obviously the Jeeps were painted factory sand beige,
Yep.
and factory paint is gonna last more than most aftermarket paint jobs. And I think what happened was like the lights were painted after the fact. Obviously, they're not painted from the factory. I think those faded lighter, like quicker, basically. So I think by like the mid '90s, like 2000s, they were probably pretty faded. Um, I don't know. Have you ever painted something aftermarket like it doesn't. It's not gonna last as long as the factory paint job,
Yeah.
like for sure. I mean, unless you really really know what you're doing, you know. And I think for the movie, they probably just sprayed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like to say that I like to give them the benefit of the doubt that they wouldn't leave those things white because I mean white just looks so bad. It looks so unfinished, and it really sticks out like compared to everything else. It's like this bright white piece. But we have a I'm on this scene right here, and you can see all the red is completely washing off this splash guard right here or this fender flare right here. As you can see, the paint is like completely gone. But anyway, somebody's asking about the controls on the dashboard.
Well, hold on. Like with like the light thing is a big debate.
It is,
Which
and it gives me nightmares. It keeps me from
yeah,
sleeping
I
at
know.
night.
But like, okay, so Epic Movie Car says the photo from the '90s with white jabs goes. If you look at if you look at the pictures, it like the paint in the same light almost matches the body color of the
Yeah.
Jeep, like in
Yep.
the same light. So if you look at a shaded part, it's gonna look more beige, but then like direct sunlight, it's gonna look like silvery white. You know what I mean? Um, and like I said, I mean, I saw it as a kid. I mean, I remember. I mean, I saw it in like '95. Like a few years after the movie was out, and I mean, it was definitely beige.
Yeah.
And like I said, like the oldest picture we have at the parks was from like what 93, 94.
I think it was actually 93.
Was it
The most.
93? It was still in Hollywood at that point,
Yeah.
and you can tell like the like the lettering on the tire, like the
Mm-hmm.
BF Goodwrench or the Jurassic on the decal was white, and the lights were definitely beige. I mean, they were darker for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, after that, I mean, you don't really know. I mean, they could fade or whatever. I mean, it's white looks so bad. I mean, it's so contrasting. Um, and I think the biggest thing too is the lights get more catch more of the light, like they're higher up in the car, so like they catch more of the light.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, like there was a picture I posted comparison of that that one at Hollywood. I mean, it was, I mean, a big. Do you have that picture? It was like the white.
A picture that you sent me.
No, it was a while back. I mean, this was a long time ago. And actually, yeah, Phil Daly says, "What color were the Jabscos in the concept drawing? They were beige.
Yeah,
Like they were.
they were beige.
I mean, they were in the concept art. They were beige.
Because
Just
like,
like
look, consider them. All right, look, thinking about them. Think about them being beige, and then hold on, and then look at this. Like this would stick out so badly. Like, why would they keep it like this? I mean, it's so it's it just doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, this. I don't know. I like to think that they didn't leave those beige and they painted them the same color as the vehicle because I mean white just sticks out so bad, and we've seen pictures from the early '90s of like guests taking pictures with the Jeep, and the overhead lights definitely have a different characteristic on color compared to something else that was white in the photo. Like I think there's like a really old photo with this kid wearing a white hat, and the white hat looks comparatively different compared to the lights. So that's I mean, so at the end of the day, Brandon and myself are gonna say that the lights were painted beige. I mean, we've seen many different pictures. This is a topic that's been brought up several times. So the lights are definitely, I mean, beige, and even the concept art shows the lights beige.
yeah. I mean, it's hold on. Like I'm gonna see the picture real quick. Yeah, so I saved that picture. Like this one really, I mean, this is like in '93 or something. It's still in Hollywood. It has the original tires on it.
Yep. Yeah. So you can see here. Yeah, those look beige. Like if you look at it.
I mean, like compare it to the like where it says Jurassic in white.
Yep. Yeah, because look at this. This is beige right here. This is white. This is a white T-shirt. This is
And that's
white. And
like
if you compare it, like if you
yeah.
compare it, like it's different. You know, this is not. This is beige, man. 100%. That's beige. So if anybody else says they're white, come fight me. Yeah, they're beige. I mean, this right here. I mean, there's no way that those are white. If you look at that compared to anything else, and this picture is from what
'93, I think it
'93.
was.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
mean, it was like right after the movie came out.
Yep. So
And I mean, like like I said, granted, those lights are the paint is gonna fade quicker than the original, but
yeah, of course.
Jeep paint. I mean, it's if factory paint is the best in most cases, right? Anything painted after the fact is
So
gonna.
the Maxley dog this is something that it makes a lot of sense as well. The further backs up our hypothesis is
Oh,
that
and
the
well,
roof lights on the Explorer were painted red, so it's logical they would paint the Jeep lights beige.
yes,
Yeah, I agree.
yep, yeah, I agree with that. And Epic Movie Cars says the 12 font is different. Yeah, yeah, it is different.
Oh yeah, the
I think
12. Yeah, the 12 on
yeah.
that picture is yeah, it's definitely different. So, yeah, that's not. It's not even the right two. The two's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm looking at the chat here. Oh, so back to the question about the searchlights. Where did that question go? They were asking about. I mean, he didn't really specify, but he said, "Let's talk about the switches on the searchlights." So right here, you can see. Oh no, you can't see because my big head is blocking it. But
Oh, and actually, Phil said that's the boneyard in the background. So
yep,
maybe is this Orlando then?
that's Orlando. Yeah, that's Orlando.
Yeah, it is Orlando. Okay, okay. So this had to be probably '94 then, at least a little bit later then.
Yep. Oh
I mean,
yeah, no, you're
I
right.
think
Yeah.
I think it was in Hollywood for like the early, like part of like the movie release, and I think it eventually came to Orlando. So
Okay. Yeah, because I think while it was in Hollywood, it had the. I don't know. Did it have the Lost World decal, or was that in Orlando when it had the Lost
and
World
those
decal?
Orlando. Yeah, those
Okay.
Orlando in the
Okay.
boneyard. Yeah.
So, all right. So the searchlights they have switches on the dashboard. These are the switches here on the dashboard. They just screw them into the dash, and it's crazy because I just installed mine a few weeks ago, and this aggravates me how perfect this is. Is these control switches fit inside this dashboard so perfectly, you would think that they belong in there. Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy how perfect those things fit.
Yeah, it's like the grab handle, right? Like it's
Yeah.
you're meant to be like holding that,
Yeah.
but they fit in there perfectly. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, all right, let's get back to this. Hold on. Where's my chat here? Okay, Jurassic Classic is saying, weren't they Ray lines back then? Okay, well, Jurassic Classic, don't try to act so smart because I just told you that a couple of days ago. So originally the lights were not Jabscos, they were Ray line, and then eventually they changed to Jabscos. So yeah, their original 100% screen accurate ones are Ray lines. Oh, look at that. Troy Kritchmar has joined the conversation. Welcome, Troy. Troy is the guy that sells, what is it? The shields for the fog lights.
Mm-hmm.
And very high-priced rear fog lights. Anyways, moving on. So, all right. So then we have, what's the bone? Oh, that's the bone. Okay, that's boneyard. Till is pan and pan it tilt. Till is pan and pan it tilt. What does that mean?
Pan and
I don't know. Is that like a? Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so moving on to the next, I guess. Oh yeah, as you can see here, only the rear wheels are turning. Right? Or is two? Or all four of them turning? I think it was just two. Even if it did have 4-wheel drive, it wouldn't be able to go over that stump. Those Jeeps. I have a Jeep like that, exactly like that, and they're not the greatest off roading. I mean, yeah, they'll get you around, but not
so
exactly.
so here's the thing. Like people love this shit on the scene, but like it's a 4-wheel drive vehicle, yes, but they have open differentials. So meaning if that wheel is spinning, the one that we're seeing spinning, the front
Yeah.
right could be spinning as well. Like they spin like in opposite corners typically. Like the wheel with the least traction spins.
Yep.
So on a 4-wheel drive car with open differentials, you're only going to have at best two wheels like with traction basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone said needs a locker. Yeah, exactly. If you had lockers, then yes, all 4 wheels would be spinning.
One of the things one of the discussions that I really despise is the one where it's like, oh well, if they didn't spend all that money on those overhead searchlights and spend it on lockers or something, he wouldn't go. Oh
yeah.
my God. But okay.
Like it is possible to be in 4-wheel drive and have this scene happen.
The movie would have ended a lot differently if that would have happened. So I mean, just let it happen. This is how it was written. This is what was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, it's written in the scene. So
Yep. All right, so moving forward. Oh, by the way, this scene right here with the winch, you see how easily he pulls it? Like
yeah, not possible.
that's not possible. That winch is so hard to unspool like that. I've tried it before, and you really got to put some muscle. And I'm really sure that Wayne Knight is not um, that strong to pull that thing like it's just free spooling.
Well, I think it was more of the sound. Like if you watch the movie, they have like a whirling sound as he's pulling it, as if it's like unspooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was mostly why it seems weird.
All right, so let's move it forward here on these little splits here. Oh, yeah, that's right. There goes the scene with the searchlights moving around that I have never seen before. So let's watch that again, shall we? Oh, by the way, and then right here in this scene, you can see that the Jeep is automatic. This one specifically is automatic.
So I'm wondering if this wasn't the same Jeep that was the
Cautious
number
one,
10.
JP10.
Yeah, the number 10.
Um,
I'm wondering if it wasn't the same one.
that's a good question. That's a good question because that JP10 that JP10 was automatic.
Yeah,
100%
it
was
was.
automatic.
Yeah.
You could see it at the very end. It's automatic. So it could very well be the same one. I mean, look at it. It's filming on this side. I don't
And
know if the other side
yeah,
has something going on with it, but
well, I mean, like they're both filmed in California as well.
yep,
So like
sound stages.
both these scenes were shot in California.
Yep, like this one here is in a sound stage. And then well the Must Go Faster scene is filmed at Warner Brothers.
But yeah,
Yep.
they're all in California.
Yep.
So
So it could very well be. It could very well be. So moving forward here. There it goes again. The searchlight's moving. I have never caught that. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at you. I've watched this movie like 1,000 times. Actually, probably more than 1,000 times. And I've never noticed those lights move. What is wrong with me? I don't understand that. Just wait. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to find something that you have no idea about.
okay, I'm waiting.
All right, so now we got the tree scene. Tell us about this Explorer. This is obviously not the ones that are used normally, right?
Hold on, I'm a little behind on the feed, so
Okay, yeah, we'll just catch up. I'll read the chat here. Epic Movie Cards is saying I was talking about the spotlight controls
oh
being
yeah,
mounted sideways in the dash, changing the controls for pan and tilt. Yeah. So the spotlights on the dashboard are, if you're ever installing those switches, you have to rotate them. I think it was counterclockwise. I don't know. I made a video on it. I think that I need to upload. But the switches that go on the dashboard, they're designed to be long ways, so landscape ways, not portrait ways as they are on the dash. So you have to like kind of take them off, pop them off of the control panel, and like turn them. I don't remember if it was clockwise or counterclockwise, but yeah, I have a video on it that I'll eventually put together and post on how to do that.
oh, so the Explorer here.
Yeah. Okay. So the Tree Explorer.
Um, yeah, so it looks like it was an XL model, so like a base model Explorer, which would make sense. I mean, if you're gonna destroy, some vehicles for the movie, you're gonna pick the base model ones, right? Like the cheaper ones. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much. You can see like what else is unique about this one.
It has
Um,
a couple missing pieces, and the lights keep turning on and off.
yeah, like the lights, yeah, like the lights get hit and they come on and off, and this is the only scene where you can see the brush car lights are on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which is weird because they're never on in like any other scene, but
So this steering wheel right here, this specific steering wheel, it's bent. As you can see, this isn't how it's supposed to look. That's the same steering wheel that's in the back of the that's on the Explorer that's at the backlot tour in Universal Studios Hollywood, right?
So I think this Explorer, I think, well, okay, hold on. I think the Explorer that is at that is in the back lot at Universal Hollywood is a mix
Of parts.
of parts. Because if you look at the brush guard on the one that's in Hollywood, it's not all bent and messed up, but it is like cut. Like they
Hmm.
cut the bottom part of it off and they re-welded a part back onto it. Which, if you look at like the gimbal Explorers, like the ones that are out like for the interior shots, they're like cut in half basically from the bottom, like the top up is the only visible part, and which would make sense, like if they were to put that brush guard on this car. So I think it's a mix of parts. Like I think they tacked a roof onto it. I think they took a brush guard from uh like one of the interior shot Explorers, and but like the seats seem original. Like the seats seem like the yeah. So basically, I think it's a mix of parts at Universal Hollywood.
Yeah. So here's I have a picture here of the Explorer. Actually, the brush cut on this one doesn't look
Actually,
cut.
yeah. So the Max stock says it has painted door jambs. Yeah, so the one at Universal has painted door jambs. So but like the steering wheel seems bent in the same way, but like yeah, I mean it's really a mix. It's like
How are the stripes? Would you say the stripes are pretty accurate, or are they kind
yeah,
of off?
yeah, the stripes look dead on. I mean they look
Yeah. So this
they
is
look,
definitely used for something. Um, you
but the
know,
roof
you
is
know,
cut off,
you know
which is
what?
odd.
So there was somebody that had mentioned this roof right here was attached, so it looks like it has a roof. But somebody was saying this is the one that was used for the tree, and now that I look at it, I think they're right.
Yeah, I mean it's cut.
Right?
I mean it was obviously so. I don't know if it was the tree or not. I mean they
Look
had
at
ones
look
that
at the roof though. The
well,
roof
I mean
was
they had
cut and placed on
yeah,
top of there,
but
and the one in the tree, the roof was like some sort of rubber, right?
well I don't know if it was rubber or not, but like
It's definitely something that can
the
crumble
ones that were
easily.
the ones that were flipped over were also cut as well. Like the ones that were in the like where they would spin around and stuff. So I
But
think
it still have some sort of roof, right?
yeah, but it was probably not metal. Like
Yeah,
that one
it
is
was some sort of like
probably yeah.
flexible. Yeah,
So
I have a feeling that this is probably that one. It's probably the one that was I mean, look. I mean, the roof is definitely cut. And it has the steering wheel and it has the dash. And they just like cut it in half for some weird reason. Oh, they even have like
yeah,
reinforcement bars right here. But for sure, this fender was sticking out in that scene. I do remember that. It was kind of like bent outwards.
yeah. I mean I think it's just like a mix of things.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it was definitely the one from the tree scene.
Yeah, and like Phyllis said, I mean it's that they tacked on a roof. I mean the
Yeah,
roof is not the original
yeah, but
part of it.
definitely, yeah, but it was definitely. You can see that there's the joints right here would have been cut, and they just like placed it on there.
Yeah, I
Huh.
I think it's a mix of pieces because like I said, if you look at the like none of these pictures have like the brush guard, but well, yeah, if you see a picture of the brush guard, you can see that the bottom part was like welded back on.
Yeah.
And if you saw those pictures from like the when they're making them, they cut that part off. So they obviously put it back on at some point or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I do remember seeing it was like missing. It's
Yeah.
missing something.
So I think it's a mix of pieces and parts, honestly. Because like the tree one, the brush guard is all like completely bent and screwed up.
Well, this is broken right here. You see like a little chip on the bumper right here. I don't know if you'll see it in a minute, but oh man, it's covered by a door. There's so many different pictures. Yeah, there's so many different pictures on the internet of it and on different conditions. But yeah, one of them shows. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I honestly think it's pieces and parts. I think it's a mix of like, some of the gimbal explorers, maybe some of the tree explorer. I think it was kind of like put together basically.
Yeah.
Is my opinion of it. Like that's honestly what I think was probably like done with it.
Yeah, well, for sure. It has a bunch of parts like screen use parts, and I mean they just threw it back there, and they keep like just throwing stuff on top of it, and but I'm very impressed that I mean it's lasted this long. I mean the dashboard is the original, and so are the seats. I would assume so are original as well.
Yeah, yeah. The seats, those are the only like original seats like that I know of. So
Yep. Yeah, and you can see it. It's just yeah. I mean the seats are still original, and dashboard is still original, and the steering wheel's bent just like it was in that tree scene, and so is this fender here. So and it's
yeah,
the roof is definitely just put back on there.
yeah. I think it's a mix, or maybe like one base truck, and like they put some of the parts on there. Yeah, I don't know.
And you can see if you can see back here, this is the boat from Jurassic Park 3, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then this is the RV from The Lost World.
So as far as the seats go, so those are the correct seats, like the seats that you normally see.
Yeah.
But in the tree scene, you can see the tree scene car has like, well, at least the one where he's like crawling up and he sees Timmy, has like the premium seats, like the really bolstery seats,
Mm-hmm.
but they like slipped like the covers from like the other seats on top of it, and they're really like loosely fitting,
Yeah.
and the levers and stuff are from those like more premium seats, like the higher option seats.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I think it's a mix or something, because the steering wheel looks spot on, but like the seats don't match. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a mix.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it seems like as well as it seemed like it could possibly be a mix, but for sure it was one of the screen used vehicles, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's pretty exciting that still exists. I mean, at least for now. I'm sure it's only a matter of time until that thing disappears as well.
So I wouldn't doubt if the roof that they put back on was one of the original roofs that they cut off of
Oh
one of
yeah,
the
yeah.
trucks. Like you know what I mean? Like they had it like there or something, and they just put it back. You know. So another interesting thing about that truck that's on the back lot is they kept it in Hawaii for a while. I saw a bunch of pictures from some kind of like exhibit or museum in Hawaii where they had like a photo op with it where you could sit in it. I had pictures from that. I'll have to like
Wow,
find those. So
I
they
didn't know
they
that.
kept they kept it in Hawaii for a while. I bet Sydney probably knows some about this. But yeah, that exact truck right there. Um, there's pictures in some kind of a historical film thing in Hawaii or something, and then eventually it moved from there to Hollywood.
That's pretty
So
awesome.
so obviously they had some intentions right after filming to keep it
Yeah.
like around. So like like I said, I'm willing to bet that roof that's on it that they tacked back on was probably one of the original roofs, like that they just put back.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like. I mean, look at the paint. I mean, the paint
Yeah.
matches pretty well.
Which I mean, think about it. I mean, they probably painted it and then cut the roof off of
Yeah.
it. So
Hmm.
I mean,
Yep. That would make
it would
sense.
make it would make sense. Yeah.
Oh man, Universal, sell me that front clip, please. I'll put that in my parking garage, my apartment complex. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, so let's move on to so we have the tree scene here, and then as you can see back and forth, some of the lights keep turning on and turning off depending on the scene. But then whenever it gets completely over, I feel like this is the one. I feel like this is the one that's at the backlot tour at Universal Hollywood. I mean, that looks. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if the doors are painted like this. Do we know? No, right? Oh yeah, there's no door panels on them. The ones that the door panels that are at Universal.
Well, I mean,
Actually, I think they are painted. I see
it
them.
was mentioned earlier too. Like if you look, like when Grant like crawls into the, it's white. Yeah, see the yeah, those are white. Like see the door jams.
Yeah, and the door jambs on these are what? Oh, they're beige or something.
Yeah, yeah, they're painted. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not the same truck. So like I think maybe I don't know though. Yeah, I mean, like why would they cut the roof off of a gimbal truck though?
I don't understand why
I
the people
I
that directed this thing or that put it together don't just like tell us, "Hey, man, this is the vehicle for this scene. This is what we did with the vehicles." Like, come on, what happened? I'm tired of this like speculation and us like studying these things frame by frame to try to decipher what vehicle is what and what happened to them.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll ever know really 100%. I mean, it's gonna be
I mean, I've considered like going to like Reddit or something and seeing like, hey man, does anybody know who was on the production team with the vehicles um, of this movie to see like, I mean, there's got to be somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
well. I mean, the guy who made the Jabsco lights
Yeah,
is on the Jurassic Park Jeep forum,
that's right.
and he posted pictures of him, of making them. So,
Yep.
and that was what, like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was a
that was
while.
a while back ago.
That was a while
And I
back.
actually
Yeah.
I messaged him like last year when I was putting together my Japscos. I'm like, "Hey, do you know if the lights were supposed to be painted?" He says, "I don't know. They paid me to customize them and send it to them, and I don't know what they did after they received them. So they might have painted them over or something because they definitely
Right.
look different than the photo that he sent me after he released it to the production team."
Right. Yeah. I mean, like the base wasn't painted black or anything. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, like he had one job, right? Okay, make the little pieces, and
Yep.
then the paint was someone else. So I mean, it's yeah.
All right. So now we come to the one of my favorite scenes is this is '05, very perfect and clean and beautiful, and here comes JP10. Um, this is the same Jeep that's at Islands of Adventure at Universal Orlando, and it has like the little frame on it, the little frame that you talked about. Um, and there's many reasons why we know that this Jeep is at Islands of Adventure is because well, we know somebody that's looked in the back, lifted up the carpet, and they saw the holes in the mounting points for the toolboxes sitting in the back of the Jeep. So yeah, there's several different other reasons that we can tell. Like this is not just a guess. Like this is like okay, this is why we know that this Jeep is at Odds of Adventure because one, it has the toe points on the toe mount. I'm sorry, not the toe points. The camera mounts on the side, and then it has the. Let's see. Look, as if you look, hold on. Where is that one scene? I'll show you guys. Don't copyright me.
But notice the license plate frame.
Yep, the black frame.
Yeah, I like the frame. I don't know.
No, I do too. It's nice. It's nice. But on this scene right here, I'm sure I'll catch up to you eventually, Brandon. If you look right here, there's these little tiny holes on the side of the Jeep. These are those holes that we talked about. These are the little camera points that the Jeep at Islands of Adventure in Universal Orlando has. So this is consistent with that Jeep. And if you look at the numbers here, you can tell they're like coming off. The little
Oh
decals
yeah.
are they're
Okay.
coming off
Okay.
over
Yeah.
here. So yeah, so for sure this is also at Islands of Adventure. This isn't the one that got wrecked. This is the other one that is sitting back there. Only because of like a certain consistencies that this one has and the other one has as well.
Yeah, but do you see the peeling on on the stickers
Yeah,
though.
yeah, you can see the
Or
stickers are peeling off.
yeah, on the 10, on the
Yep.
yeah, like it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look like a magnet to me. It looks like a vinyl, like it's
Yeah,
been bad.
I don't know. It doesn't look like a magnet. You would think it'd be a magnet. It's probably easier to move around, but it does look like just a very cheap vinyl. Like it's just coming right off. Unless if it's paper, but I don't think it'd be paper or cardstock. I don't know. Well, that's kind of weird. Um, so we're moving forward from there. Again, and yeah, '05. I don't know if you can see the camera points on the '05 there. You can't really see them.
No, yeah.
Actually, this
Oh,
is a different one. You think? I don't see the toe points in the front unless if they're kind of blending into the. Yeah, this doesn't have the camera mounts in the front. You know what I'm talking about? The ones the toe eyes that are underneath the bumper.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't have.
This one doesn't have them.
Well, that'd be yeah. I don't know.
'05. It's '05 that has the mounts underneath the
Yeah.
bumper. That's kind of weird. Okay. So yeah, we don't know what that one is. So anyways, here it goes. Must go faster. Must go faster. They take off. Oh yeah, as you can see in this scene here, this is the Jeep that no longer exists. This is the Jeep that was at Universal Studios. Like what, maybe 8 years ago or something. This time it was seen there. And
Yeah, the automatic one for sure.
yeah, so this is the one that gets hit. As you can see, this pops
Yeah.
inwards. It's designed to pop inwards. There's no camera mount points on the sides. Yeah, this one pops in automatically. And yeah, that one's the one that's, scrapped somewhere. Rest in peace. Gone too soon. Very much gone too soon. That should have been given to a private collector like me, and I'd take very well good care of it, restore it, and be happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. Like they didn't realize what they had there with that car.
Yep. So I was just sent a picture of what they say is that vehicle that's in the backlot tour. This is from '94. Huh. Okay. I'll show you guys. Whoops. So apparently this photo here is from '94. And this looks like it probably is that Jeep, that Explorer that's in the backlot tour. Actually, yeah, this is a picture of the backlot tour Explorer, and it looks like it's outside. And I wonder if it's even chopped in half by then. It looks like it's not. It's kind of hard to tell in this photo, but
Oh yeah. I have that on my Facebook page.
yeah,
But there's some other pictures too. Like this wasn't the one I was thinking of. There's one where they have like the Brachiosaurus head, like in the
yeah,
background, and they have like it's like a diorama. Like they have a whole scene, and it's in Hawaii apparently, and it was like a photo op. I'll see if I can find that.
yeah. This Explorer is like beat up, and it's only like 2
Yeah.
years old. So it looks like it's pretty much stayed the same the entire time, or the fact that the paint is fading pretty badly.
Yeah, but like this exact, uh, so yeah, this exact clip, but there's like a Brachiosaurus, and it's like a whole little like scene, and it was like a photo op, like not like this. I don't think this looks like a Universal. I mean, I see the golf cart and stuff in the back,
Yeah.
but no, this was like a touristy thing.
Yeah, you can
Uh,
definitely see the cuts here on this one. Yeah.
the I'll try to find it, but yeah, like they have the Brachiosaurus head, and
Yeah, this is different from the.
yeah, but okay, so look at that picture. Do you see the brush guard, like the bottom of it?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I'm delayed here, but it doesn't have the holes in it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's like
Yeah, you're right.
welded.
Oh, yeah, I see it's welded. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
where it's been welded.
and if you look at those pictures of like the gimbal Explorer,
Yeah, it
like
has that brush guard.
it's like cut. It's cut exactly.
Yeah, it's
right
cut
there,
right there. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gimbal one. Where are those pictures? Do you have those?
Do I have them on me?
Yeah, because now that you mention it, yeah, that was definitely added, and you can see where it
Yeah,
was originally cut. It has like a little seam right here, and the Gimbal Explorer has this exact brush guard cut to that part.
but they like added it back,
Yeah,
but like not exact. They
and you can
they
still
kind
see
of
the
like
Go Rhino decal right there.
they like winged it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let me see if I can find that.
it's crazy. I mean, it definitely doesn't have that broken bumper like it did in the tree scene. So this is definitely not the same bumper, at least. So yeah, you're right. It's probably a mix of different Explorers. The seats, yeah, look at that. Even has little this weird bar right here. But for sure, that steering wheel is from the tree scene.
Yeah. The steering wheel looks like on point. Like it looks. Oh, where was it? Mm,
Oh, here it goes. He just M just sent me some right now. Yeah, here it is. These are the two gimbals, so it's probably a mix of both of these. Yeah, these are the Explorers that have. There's two Explorers that are gimbals, and half of their bumpers and brush guards are cut off. So one of these eventually is going to be used to
Yeah, there
as
you
the
go.
tree explorer.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm delayed. But yeah, that I mean that looks like the brush guard.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same
Like,
one, exact same one.
but like they added the like
Yeah, because
bottom
it's
part.
cut.
Like
It's cut right there from that other.
yeah. So in my opinion, that one is like a mix of
Yeah,
like
because you
these
can see it right here. That's cut right there. Then you have these here that's cut right there as well. And yeah, it's definitely a mix of something. Um, I just wish there was more behind the scene photos, but yeah, it's definitely. These are used for different things.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for those photos. I don't know. Is that the Maxley dog, I think? Yeah, the Maxley dog is the one that sent me those photos. So shout out to the Maxley dog. So yeah, so this scene right here was filmed at Warner Brothers Backlot Tour. They have like this little grassy tree area to make it look like a camping scene or like a wilderness scene. And this scene was filmed there, and I had no idea. I actually took a little tram tour right down this little way here, so that was pretty cool to be able to go through that. Let's see, I got sent another
No, that's
photo.
awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Here's another one. I don't know if a lot of us have seen this one here too. This photo. This is one of the gimbals. So one of these ended up being the one that's sitting in the backlot tour of Hollywood. All right, so let's move forward with this. We're almost to the end here. I wonder if I could just play it. So this vehicle right here, this is the one that this is the one that has like the crushed side, when that the side crushes inwards, and has the seats that are broken backwards like that. This is the one that was sent to a scrapyard. It was sitting at Universal Studios Orlando for decades. And then one day they were like, hey, you know what? We don't need this anymore. It's in the way of Harry Potter land. So let's just go ahead and scrap it and not care much about this iconic vehicle. So this vehicle more than likely does no longer exist. I'm still grieving. I found out about this a couple years ago, and I'm still grieving about it. I'm not happy. I don't understand why that had to have that type of fate. So this is an automatic. You can see the automatic gauge cluster right there on the dash. John Hammond doesn't drive standard. He's too old. God rest his soul. And that's about it. And this is, I believe, this is actually in the studio, because you can tell by the lighting here is a little weird on the door. Yeah, Muddy Door. Again, this is the one that was over at Universal for some time. And then back
Yeah,
to the helicopter here.
Yeah, there's a picture of that Jeep too, like sitting in the like it was in the employee area for a while.
Yeah, overhead shot, the Google Earth or something.
No, it was like a drive. Oh yeah, there's that too. But there was like a drive-by shot. Let me send you. I'll send you a couple pics. Let me see.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to get. Okay, so this is Jeep 10. It's not that very good of a photo. I can't really zoom into it. This is the one that was in. This is how it was sitting, I think, at Hollywood in the backlot tour. This is not much long after the movie was released. You can see the dent, the dent on the side here. The seats folded back. But yeah, there's not really a better photo than that. Let me see what you just sent me. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, these are the ones that are just horrific. Absolutely horrific. So this is some of the last photos that were seen of that screen used vehicle, and this is of course this guy standing on it. Not like it matters at this point, since Universal decided to flip it over. Oh my goodness! I mean, this is the Mona Lisa right here, man. What is Universal doing? Like this is so sad. This makes me so sad. But yeah, this is the screen used JP10. As you can see, the numbers, the vinyl numbers have came off by now. Most of the paint is actually, most of the red has came off as well. There's no camera points, as you saw in that scene that I showed you guys. And yeah, here it is again, just upside down, looking just so disastrous. But yeah, this is what happened to JP10 as it sat. It was used as a prop for Hollywood Horror Nights, and that's probably the last time this was ever seen in public. So, I mean, if it's out there and somebody still has it, and by chance somebody watches this stream, please, for the love of God, let me know. DM me. Your message will be confidential. Like, this is not gonna go out anywhere, but for the most part, this Jeep is probably no longer exists, unfortunately, sadly. So let's light a candle, pour a drink out. Yeah, it's very sad.
Let's see. Well, I'm sending you a couple more pictures too.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one in the backlot tour.
Oh, there's a watermark on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. You Orlando United. Yeah, very sad. Oh yeah, that's the one. So this is back when this isn't it. Where'd you go? You disappeared. Let's see. Yeah. So this is back when it was in the backlot tour of Hollywood, like right after the movie came out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was. They had like a little scene set up on the tour.
Yeah. This is not the original gate though, because that's
No.
completely different. But this is the one that was used for the movie. As you can see, even by then it looks pretty beat up. But they didn't take care of the vehicles, so. And this is some of the last photos that we're seeing of it. This is like, and like the back area at Universal Orlando. I think, if I believe, if I'm correct, this is where Harry Potter World is now. It's right in this section here.
Yeah.
So this got scrapped whenever Harry Potter World was being constructed. So very sad. Thank you, Harry Potter, so much for taking that away from us.
Yep.
All right, so that's pretty much it, right? That's all the vehicles, and you have the helicopter right there. I mean, yeah, that's it. That concludes the live stream. It's we're at 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh my
Shout
God.
out to the 19 viewers that are still hanging out with us. You know, it's 10:42 in Texas, and I'm sure it's later and earlier in other parts of the country here. But yeah, let's go over to the chat. If anybody has any questions, now's your time to ask and have any discussions. So let's see. Yeah, I don't really see. All I see is R.I.P. JP10 by Jonathan Raft. That's so sad. Also, I just finished my White Claw. Cheers, Jonathan Raft. And it's 5:40. It's 5:43 a.m. in France. We have somebody in France still watching. I'm listening to a guy mourning about a car. we're all in this together. That's IKH Nathan. So hey, cool man. I really appreciate you sticking around for the show. I'm really impressed that a lot of people that are way on the other side are with us. Holy crap! I think I lost your feed, Brandon. Where did you go?
Am I here? Can you hear me?
Check your grid fam. Brandon's checking his video stream. You want me to send the link again? Oh, there you go. I see you. I see a blank screen. I don't see your video.
Can you hear me?
Oh, wait, I see you now. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Welcome back. All right, so going back to the chat over here, we have a couple people talking. The Jurassic Junkie is saying, who's going to donate screen-accurate tires to the Orlando Jeep now? I don't know, man. Those tires are expensive.
Well, so from what Bill was saying, like they won't even put like other than was it Wrangler or like they have some kind of like a tire deal. Like they won't buy other tires.
Hey Brandon, mute your which one was it? I think mute your Skype. I think that's the one, or was it the grid fan that you muted the sound? Because I'm hearing an echo from you.
How about now?
Yeah,
better.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
cool. Yeah, like I think they won't even do other tires, right? Is what Bill was saying. Like
Yeah,
they have
something
like some
like
kind of
that.
a tire deal. Like they
Yeah.
won't buy other tires.
I mean, it's all about licensing, really. Intellectual property and stuff like that. And they're very strict when it comes to stuff like that. So making that vehicle like 100% screen accurate is probably never going to happen again. But I do appreciate the fact that they have been putting a little bit of time and effort into it to get it to where it is. I know a lot of other builders have sent parts, screen accurate parts over to that vehicle. Like I sent a screen accurate ball mount for the whip antenna. I think Troy sent out some front fog lights, and a couple other people sent out rear fog lights, and I think an antenna or something like that, whip antenna. I mean, like a lot of the community has been reaching out to send these parts, these actually very hard to find parts, over to this vehicle to make it look great again. So I really hope that all the guests that in the future go and see the vehicle, I really hope that they give it the respect that it very much deserves.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing. Is just hopefully they'll keep good care of it. And
Yeah.
but I mean it's in a theme park, so people are gonna screw with it. So
Yeah. All right, so onto the chat. Let's see. So Rex Tapia is saying, any chance of a part 2 the Lost World vehicles? Actually, I was thinking about that. Brandon, what do you think? You want to make a part 2 with stills, not with video, with stills of the Lost World vehicle conversation?
I mean I'm not the biggest expert on those.
Yeah.
I mean I
don't think anybody really is. I mean these vehicles are incredibly custom. Like everything is super custom on these vehicles, and that's what I love so much about the part 2 of Jurassic Park is the fact that these vehicles are. I mean, they really went all out for the second one. The first one they did a great job. The second one they like really raised the bar to make these vehicles like incredibly custom. Especially with that RV, like the RV was amazing. So, I mean, Brandon, if you're down, let's do it. We can do a part 2 with the Lost World vehicles.
I mean, I'd be down. So, like, at least with like the Mercedes, at least, there's more reference out there. I mean, there are more original-ish Mercedes out there than there are from the original movie. I mean, you have the one in California, which is mostly original. There's the one in Germany.
Yep.
But I mean, those are mostly original. Whereas the first movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's one Jeep and one Explorer left, and they're both pretty. Yeah.
All right, so we'll do it. We'll see when we can come. I can splice some photos of the vehicles, and we can have a conversation about it in the near future. Do another live stream. Live stream got a lot more attention than I figured that it would get. So that's pretty impressive. I really appreciate you all coming out and hanging out with us. These are really tough times right now, like incredibly tough times. And I mean, everybody's stuck inside. We all have to band together to kind of get through this, because everybody is going through this together. Everybody's going through hardships. This isn't easy. This isn't easy for anybody. So it's really good to come on here and hang out and give you guys some sort of entertainment to share our knowledge and kind of share the passion that we have for these movies. So I really do appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out.
Yeah, thank you. No, this was fun. Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to talk about these cars and stuff, and just see other points of views and stuff like that. So no, it was great.
Yep, I agree. So back to the chat, I see. So Icon H Nathan is saying, "Tell us about the Panasonic console."
Which one? The
let me look back up. I remember seeing that conversation somewhere up here. Can you guys just repeat the question again? This is too much work finding this stuff. Yeah, I don't really see that console.
The console, like the Explorer console.
Yeah, he's asking about the console.
Yeah, it was all custom fiberglass. I mean, a lot of people thought it was like wood. But in order to fit those TV screens in there, it had to be fiberglass. So, which makes sense too. I mean, if you're making 7 of them for the movie, fiberglass is an easy thing to replicate. So, you can make a mold and then make multiple pieces and stuff like that. So.
And then Ricardo Sosa is asking a good guy's question. Planning on moving to Orlando from Costa Rica. Great choice. And take my Jeep with me. Sounds expensive. So do you know of any law restrictions that would enable me to import? Are any of the customizations legal? California has the most strict vehicle laws.
Yeah.
So if you're moving to California, it's a problem. Florida, I mean, Brandon will probably know more, but yeah, you can go ahead with that answer.
Yeah, I mean, in Florida, there's no vehicle inspections. There's no smog checks. I mean, it's like Florida is very lax. Yeah, California is definitely strict. But I've heard others, like random states too, are strict too. Yeah, it's not just California with the cars.
Yeah.
Like
so,
yeah.
We're obviously not we're not qualified to give you that type of advice, but from our opinion, they're a little more relaxed on the laws in Florida, because I know the Florida laws are very similar to Texas laws. So I would probably just do a quick Google search on vehicle laws, or actually, I think it's inspection laws. I think inspection is the one I think safety inspection is what. Yeah. So Probably just look that up, but I mean, you probably shouldn't have a problem. I know Jurassic Park Jeeps are not illegal in Florida. The modifications that you do to them, from what I know, are not illegal in Florida.
Yeah, I know most states have like smog checks, which is just the emission system. So that, like, they don't really care. I don't think about like, the
Yeah.
the roof or whatever, or whatever. But they just care about the emissions part of it. And then there's states that have like vehicle inspections, like which they check your brake lights, they check your this and that.
Yeah, in Texas,
Yeah.
my Jeep is just safety inspection. So brakes, headlights, turn signals, brake lights, mirrors, all those different things, seat belts. That's all they check for in Texas here. So if your car, I think, is older than 20 years or something like that, you only require a safety inspection. You don't require an emissions inspection. At least from what I know.
Yeah, in Florida it's neither. There's no inspection at all. I could say I have a like whatever car and they would be registered. Like, it doesn't matter. So
awesome. So Rex Tapia is saying, thank you very much, guys. This was really an awesome live stream. Hey, thank you, Rex Tapia. We appreciate your positive comment.
all right, well, I think that's pretty much it. I should be going to bed here soon.
Yeah,
It's like midnight. It's like
Florida doesn't
midnight
care,
here,
yeah.
so I have to work tomorrow.
So Jurassic Classic is saying Florida doesn't care. You get a coronavirus shooting at your exhaust, and they wouldn't bat an eye.
Yep.
Okay, so in other words, don't move to Florida.
It's encouraged, actually. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining the live stream. You guys have been awesome. I had a blast talking with you guys. Brandon, again, always an honor. I miss you, brother. Hopefully I get to see you soon, so we can go and drink some Ice House together or something.
Yeah. Well, what, next month maybe? We're already we're in
man.
May now, right?
Next month is not going to happen. The way that things are going, May does. Yeah, honestly, it's probably not going to be until the end of the year until I can make my way out there. I mean, I just got to keep following the trends, following the just the infection of this virus, and hopefully things clear up in the next few months, so things can start going back to normal and the economy can pick itself back up. So everybody out there, be careful. Please stay at home, and if you do have to go out, sanitize your hands as soon as you finish touching whatever it is, like a gas pump. Before you touch your vehicle or your steering wheel, sanitize your hands. Get into your vehicle. Be safe. And let's stick together and let's keep in contact. So if you need to follow me, if you don't follow me already, go follow me on Instagram, which is Jurassic_Vic. Same thing on Facebook and YouTube, as you saw here. Follow Brandon Constant, very good builder. His Instagram and Facebook is Cyrix9445. That's CYRIX. 9445 on Instagram and Facebook. So,
Yep.
You have anything else to say, Brandon?
No, I think that's it. No, I think this was a fun stream. I think this was pretty fun. Like, except for the copyright strikes or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. But
That was
I get it. Whatever. It's the algorithm, so they didn't like us too much tonight. But all right, man. You guys take care. Have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.
All right, thanks, guys.